Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910.
Got a lot going on today here on a Friday. Welcome in, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on Fox Sports 910 from Wright Toyota, our home every Friday. We got our own little porch right here, a studio in the showroom. You're more than happy to come down and join us. Be here till 4 o'clock. We got Jax, we got Shu. Locally, it's the D-backs making a great move to their bullpen. We'll talk about that. Tual gets one of the biggest deals ever, at least in franchise history, with the Dolphins, as he gets a 4-year, $212.4 million extension. $167 million of that was guaranteed. That puts him at number 3 when it comes to top quarterbacks in the league, right behind Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow, who are both at $55 million. So it comes in at about $53.1 million. I don't know, man.
For a while, Rock.
I know, but is he the third best quarterback?
I wouldn't say he's the third best quarterback in the league.
Is he top 10?
No, I wouldn't say top 10. No, but Rock, it's the market. These guys are paying what the market price is. They want to make sure that their quarterbacks are happy, their receivers are happy, the guys that are playmakers or impactful guys are all happy, and that they're at the market scenario where the other quarterbacks are. I mean, there was a projected scenario the other day about Brock Purdy. His number might be $352 million for 5 years. That's like close to $60 million. So we're looking at 45 to 60.
He will get that only if the team gets the Super Bowl.
Well, if they do, but I mean, again,
he ain't going to get that.
Depends where their cap is at. I think they got to really work the deal out with Ayuk. I think take care of first things first. Trent Williams wants an extension. He's a holdout. And Ayuk is still a hold in.
Don't you think that San Francisco would be smart if Brock and his entourage would allow it? Sign him now.
Well, I think they got bigger fish to fry.
Trent Williams,
yeah.
Then you got Brandon Ayuk.
Your priorities. It's his third year, and then next year will be his last year of the contract.
I understand that, but why wouldn't you want to get ahead of it? So you don't have to pay that $200 million guarantee, which is what it'll end up being.
Well, a couple things. I think they go, okay, let's see one more year, Brock, from that standpoint, like they should have did with Kyler Murray. They should have taken one more year. I know what the hell the hurry was to sign him, 2 years ago, that 5-year contract. But they got to take care of Ayuk, got to take care of Trent Williams. There might be some other scenarios, but he's just fine for now. But I know what you're saying. It's, do they have the capology or creative financing to go give him that number right now and say, okay, we're going to pay this? That's not the priority.
Because you could save, they'll save $10 million a year, $15, $20 million a year. Because what if he becomes the MVP and goes and wins Super Bowl?
Well, I think
then that is going to be $60 million a year.
Well,
whereas they can get him right now for what the market rate is. What, 50?
I see 55? What you're saying. But I think for right now, they don't want to go down that path, and I don't think they have a problem paying that. And they say, look, we'd love to give you 55 to 60 million if you're take us to another to a Super Bowl, and you're the MVP. Hell, he's taken them to the NFC title game 2 years and the Super Bowl last year. So I think right now, bigger fish to fry for this team, and to watch Brock one more year with another year remaining on his contract. And I think, sometimes we think, okay, Brock is one of those guys that maybe like a Mahomes or a Brady from the standpoint of maybe leave enough on the table that you can continue to have outstanding receivers, outstanding linemen, a good defense, that maybe he might go to the $45 to $50 million range. But Rock, that market for quarterbacks is all right. If the Goffs of the world are getting close to 50, and Mahomes' number I think is at 37, but it equates to about 50. That's just the marketplace. It's kind of like when you look at Ayuk. Okay, is he worth $100 million as opposed to what St. Brown's getting or Jefferson's getting or some of the other top dogs are getting? Probably not. And I think that's what John Lynch is probably having heartburn over, going, well, those are comps because they've got these numbers. Here are your numbers. So that's those fish to fry first before you look at a Brock Purdy contract.
So locally, Mike Hazen, D-backs, they got off to a good start, got before the trade deadline. As you could say, they got the party started as they did a trade for left-hander A.J. Puck from the Miami Marlins. What's interesting about him when you first look at his numbers. By the way, I think this is just an outstanding pickup.
I do too.
And I think Shu's going to agree when we bring him on for his deal. But his numbers don't pop right out of the gate because he started the season as a starter. 44 innings, 4.30 ERA, 1.34 WHIP. But then they realized, hey, this isn't working as a starter, even though he was a first-round pick as a starter. Put him in relief, 30 innings. He's got a 2.08 ERA. So you really have to look at the numbers when you see this. This should help Joe Mantiply get some help in the bullpen, get another lefty. We always talk about that. I think this is a great pickup right before the trade deadline. They probably got him a little bit cheaper than they would during the trade deadline. So Mike Hazen, once again, I mean, if you remember last year trade deadline, they get Paul Sewald. I mean, he's doing some really good things, which you hope will be the difference when we are talking baseball in September.
Yeah, you look, and he's got several good pitches. I think he's got 5. He's got the fastball cranks from 96 to 98 miles an hour, brings that. The slider at about 87 miles an hour. Got a sinker, got a changeup. Big, strong guy from left side. I looked at his last 5 games as far as relief. 6 innings in relief, only gave up 1 hit, 0 runs, 10 strikeouts in all 5 games that he's pitched. His last 5 games have been saved. So you look at him coming from that left side with the heater and the different pitches. I like it. I mean, I watched him. I kind of forgot about him because he's been kind of in purgatory there with the Marlins. You kind of go, oh yeah, AJ Puck.
It's the Marlins and the Rays. You don't know much about.
You don't, and you kind of go and you forget about this coming out and starting off with Oakland and just how he can bring the heat. But yeah, great move by Mike Hazen and shoring up that bullpen. And the way I like it is because, hey, look, you just wonder. I know he's got from a starter to a bullpen. Could he be one of those guys? I'll just put it out there that if they need him, if they start injuries, they could do an occasional start if needed to. You see what I'm saying? The guy that's been there and done that. And if he has to come in, let's say they got a bullpen scenario. All right, let's go to guys a former starter. If injuries start them out with these pitchers, instead of doing it by committee, maybe he can give us 4 or 5 innings from that.
I'd rather see if Paul Sewald, I believe, is in the last year of his contract. He's the current closer. This guy could be the potential closer down the road.
He could be. I agree with you right there, Rock. I think that's
you threw out those numbers, but I'm gonna up you a little bit.
Okay.
If you look at his numbers just in July, the 8 appearances, 2-0, 15 Ks, no runs allowed, 9 innings. That is impressive.
That's impressive. Yeah, it is.
I don't know why a team like the Marlins, which are basically in the same boat as the Diamondbacks, would unload him.
Well, they got 2 prospects from the Diamondbacks. I saw their names. I wasn't familiar with them.
Santos is a guy that I think he has 28 home runs in the minors. He is a guy that Diamondbacks had at one time. They let him go. The whole Rule 5 deal with the Indians, or excuse me, the Guardians. They let him go. They brought him back here, tried to give him a shot, and he's kind of turned it around. And he's been a pretty good prospect.
And maybe that being the Marlins, have got some guys in their
3
in their farm system they can build upon, or maybe there's some trades to come. Maybe next year. Obviously, they're sellers right now.
Minor league guys a little bit better, but Santos, was he kind of projected as possibly the third baseman of the future if he could make this thing turn for him?
You certainly could make that case. He was the Diamondbacks representative in the futures game, is having a great year down in the minors, is hitting a ton of home runs down there. I think he's got 28 this season. Look, you have to give to get, and let's make sure the proper context is given here. AJ Puck is not a one-year guy. There are 2 years of control beyond this year, and so when you are acquiring a player that has multiple years of control, he's going to be a member of this bullpen this year, next year, and the year after that. At a minimum, you have to give up a little bit. And yes, could we look a couple years down the road and De Los Santos is in the lineup for the Marlins hitting 25 to 30 home runs? Maybe, but at some point you have to give in order to push yourself over the top. And they got one of the best relievers on the market. They a guy who I think long-term, this is your setup guy. Paul Sewald, the free agent at the end of the year. I think this move is setting up for Justin Martinez to be your closer next year, with AJ Puck being your top setup guy in the 7th and 8th inning. I think that's kind of the mindset that Mike Hazen had when putting this deal together, thinking long-term and thinking what's going to come off the books next year. Now I've got a cheap under-control reliever that can be one of my big setup men next year. So I love this move. The numbers back it up. Since becoming a reliever, he's been one of the best relievers in the National League. I think the Diamondbacks hit a home run here. And again, another reason why Mike Hazen is the best general manager in town. I know everybody likes to freak out over videos of Monty Ossenfort wheeling and dealing during draft night. The real GM work is the stuff that Mike Hazen's doing in downtown Phoenix. He has been the best GM this town has seen in a really long time, and he should get the credit for a move like this.
Interesting. We haven't had that conversation on, the Mount Rushmore of general managers.
I think
here in Phoenix.
I think that we've only had a small sample size of Monty Ossenfort. You had it 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah. I mean, so I think we got to let that marinate just a little bit. But I agree. I think Hazen's been doing a phenomenal job.
I think the jury's still out on James Jones.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, some of the
moves, you only have 3.
Yeah, or lack of moves. That's right. Oh, you remind us, didn't you, Rock? That Coyotes is long down the road.
Hey, bet the game, watch the game. The Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. They sponsor our top stories of the day. They have 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus 8 screens that display all of the betting lines. So check it out for yourself in Casino, Arizona. We're out here at Wright Toyota. We'll be here till 4 o'clock this hour. In about 15 minutes, Tyler Shuck will join us, the Louisville starting quarterback who Manuch trains. He started out at Oregon and then went to Texas Tech. Now is in his last year, which is his 7th year.
I think 6th year.
He's played 6.
Yeah,
he's 2 months older than me.
So yeah, he's played 6 seasons.
He's 20. Yeah, I
don't know how that works.
Well, he had COVID year, redshirt
because
year.
He had 2018. He played in 3 games. Right. 2019 he played in 5. Yeah. 2020 he played in 7. Mm-hmm. Then he gives to the Texas Tech Red Raiders, and he plays 4 games in 21, 7 games in 22, and 4 games in 23. So he's got 6 under his belt going into his 7th season. Whatever happened, 4 years?
I know
maybe even 5.
It's hard for me to keep track of some of these quarterbacks, but
whatever.
I'm sorry, I just kind of put it out. They had COVID year plus a redshirt year, so there's 2 years there off the book. So. Yeah, this is his.
By the way,
year.
He's a local Hamilton high school kid,
yeah.
So he's coming up here in a little bit. Scott Spreitzer will join us. Are we going to talk Olympics with him?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, okay, we'll have
basketball.
We'll do some bets with him. Nick Lowry is going to join us. We also got Eric Moses of the Fiesta Bowl. So we got a lot like college football today. I want to get into as well. But next, it's our Document Solutions play of the day. Plus, a little some fun on a Friday. There's a Supreme Court ruling on boneless wings. We're going to discuss that and big changes you haven't seen with Southwest Airlines. So that's all next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
There's something that binds us all. The constant hunger to improve. The obsession with every detail. And the reward of a custom fitting taking your game to a whole new level. We're all bound by 2 words said by golfers worldwide. Schedule your fitting at Vans Golf Shops. Find your local store at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
If you haven't tried G2G protein bars, today is the day. Find them in your local Costco's refrigerated section or online at G2GBar.com. Incredible taste and packed with protein. They are perfect for your on-the-go lifestyle. Check them out today.
In a recent survey, when people were asked who they thought the best personal injury attorney in Arizona was, more than 9 out of 10 people chose Lerner & Rowe. In fact, Lerner & Rowe has been voted best personal injury attorney in Arizona for the past 9 years. Our experience, reputation, and proven results have made it possible for us to recover billions of dollars for over 150,000 injured people. At Lerner & Rowe, getting you the best result is what we do best. Hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck and need a check? Call us today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. And online at WrightToyota.com.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer-paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
What's wrong? My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card?
Uh-huh.
Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase.
Really?
Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Summer's greatest hits are here all weekend long at Macy's One Day Sale. Start your back to school shopping with kids' tees, shorts, and more essentials, $15 and under. Plus, it's the best time to refresh your home with 40 to 65% off bedding from Hotel Collection, Charter Club, and more. And take 70% off during our fine jewelry clearance. Don't miss Macy's One Day Sale, now through Sunday. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
You see Marcus Williams here. He has a shot. I'm not sure really what he's thinking, Joe. He comes in, he's got him dialed in, and all he's got to do is make a play.
Want to get away? Now you can with Southwest fares as low as $59 one way. Yes to low fares,
You're hot.
nothing to hide. That's transparency.
Yes. How about that? For the first time in its history, Southwest Airlines is doing away with open seating. And they've been doing that open seating model for over 50 years. And we're not sure when the changes are going to go into effect. However, what they are doing is they're going to offer premium extended legroom portions of the cabin and expects roughly 1/3 of the seats across their fleet to have this extra legroom. So it's something that there was a lot of research that was done. 80% of their customers, nearly 90% of their potential customers have all said they prefer the assigned seat. So this is good stuff. As your wife being an airline stewardess,
yes,
and just this is going to make it a little bit easier.
You can finally go set your seat. You have to check in like an hour ahead. 24 hours ahead of time to make sure you got a good seat. That's what you have to do now. So you go 24 hours ahead, click in, you get your boarding pass.
Which I think everybody knows how it works.
I know, but it's okay. I have to worry about that now.
Why?
So if I've got A35,
there was nothing wrong with it.
No, there wasn't.
You were too cheap and didn't pay the extra $20-$25 for early bird. If you do early bird, you're always an A.
Well, you know what?
Or a high B.
Well, I get a little bit of a discount too with my wife being a flight attendant. So
obviously
I get that.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but you know what?
Who cares if you get a discount if you got to sit in the middle?
No, I always sit on the aisle or the window. So I'm always 24 hours ahead, click it on. A15, A35.
There's no way you're getting A15 if you're doing 24
I got
hours.
A15 on the way to Denver. A35 on the way back, though. I did get A15 and A35.
Hey, if you order boneless chicken wings, you aren't actually getting wings, And in Ohio, they don't even have to be boneless. So a few years ago, a man in Ohio ordered boneless wings at a restaurant. One of them did have a bone in him, and he ended up choking. He ended up getting an infection. He had to have 2 surgeries. So he sued the restaurant owners, the chicken suppliers, all the people that were involved, and the case made it all the way to the Ohio Supreme Court. And it was divided 4-3 in a decision. And this was a conservative-leaning court, ruled that boneless chicken can have bones.
It can?
Can have bones. The majority said that the boneless chicken wings is a cooking style, and it's not a guarantee. Just as a person eating chicken fingers would know that, they don't have to be served with fingers, so they're not fingers. So basically, they argue that the bones are natural to the meat, so the consumers should expect them. So be prepared.
Oh man,
how about that?
Well, then I don't know. I think that's one of those rulings. You go, okay, wait a second. So it's kind of an oxymoron. If you got boneless wings, that if you do get a bone and you choke and you just start chomping away, thinking you don't have bones in them, all of a sudden this guy chokes. Thinking about that, he probably just was going to town on him. In fact, thank God the guy lived and get it stuck in his throat.
What would you do if you found a finger in your chicken finger?
Oh, I found a finger?
Yeah,
like somebody's finger?
Like a chicken's finger.
Oh my God. I'd be like, okay, hey, Raising Cane. I need to talk to management real quick. Not that hasn't happened, which it has happened many years ago.
All right, Shu, let's get to our Document Solutions play of the day. This was yesterday, the second no-hitter in the Padres history.
Here's the 1-0. Abrams swings, lines it into right field. Johnson coming on. He's got it, and the ball game is over. Dylan Cease says no hit. The Washington Nationals. On a rainy Thursday in D.C., the Padres will celebrate. They have mobbed Cease on the infield, and the Pods sweep the Nats with a 3-0 victory. Cease came close time and time again, and today he gets it done.
Courtesy of KWFN 97.3, The Fan in San Diego. Dylan Cease with the no-hitter. How great was that?
You know, I got to tell you what, you look at this Padres team, they've won, 6 out of the last 10, and only 114 pitches, the 9 Ks, only the 3 walks, but I think that's amazing.
In 9 innings, right?
In 9 innings, yes. God forbid. Hallelujah. A guy that finally throws it on and completes a game.
Shu.
Yeah, so an interesting little, again, doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things, but it's just a cool thing about baseball. The last time Dylan Cease was this close, he took a no-hitter 8 2/3 when he was with Chicago. The guy who broke up the no-hitter in that game, Luis Arraez for the Minnesota Twins. Now, Luis Arraez got traded from the Twins to the Marlins, and then this year got traded from the Marlins to the Padres. So Luis Arraez, the reason why Dylan Cease hadn't had a no-hitter before, got to celebrate the no-hitter with Dylan Cease yesterday. Again, baseball's weird sometimes. Thought that was a cool story.
That's amazing. You know, that's kind of one of those little things. Thanks for that little tidbit there, Shu. You kind of got the guy that broke up his last one is now one of his teammates. And I got to tell you what, I would feel as far as the National League West is concerned, it's going to be the Padres, D-backs going back and forth at this with the Padres up on them. And the D-backs just 1 game back. So I don't know if the Giants will be able to make it, but big series with the Pirates coming in and out, who are right there with them. Got to take care of business.
The Paris games are officially open. They had somewhat of a unique opening ceremony today. It started around 10:30 our time, 1:30 Eastern. And they did a big ceremony on the river there in Paris. Not a good reaction by a lot of people on social media. I think a lot of people did not like Peyton Manning or Kelly Clarkson along with Mike Tirico. They were hosting. Basically, some people online had felt that this was it just didn't make sense to have those guys, doing the play-by-play. Clarkson and Peyton really, they don't add anything to the broadcast. They could have done better without having them. I don't know why these networks try so hard to get these celebrities. It's not like we're not going to watch it or we're definitely going to watch it because Kelly Clarkson or Peyton Manning. But it's unfortunate. The weather was horrible. The commentary was not good from what I saw.
And thank God Tirico's in the middle of that whole thing kind of hosting. But I thought the same thing. Why would Manning and Clarkson, as far as they are names, be a part of that when you want somebody that's very familiar with these athletes, familiar with the Olympics, that can add something to it? And I'm sure they did their homework about all the athletes and whoever's coming down the river. I think it was like a 3-mile river ride that'll end up at the downtown, at the Eiffel Tower. So I thought it was very interesting. But what some of these networks are doing, Rock, to have eyeballs because of the celebrity or the person that's given the commentary. And I really feel 2 fish out of water. You got this entertainer. If she wants to be, if she's going to sing a song or two or get blended in, like Celine Dion, her being, from Quebec, being a French Canadian, if you will. I could see that, but that just didn't seem right as far as our commentary. I haven't had a chance to watch any of it yet, as a replay will be on tonight.
Charles Barkley is in the news, as he seems to be every day. He is now entertaining offers from other networks. There was some talk that he wasn't going to go anywhere. But if you remember earlier this spring, just 2 years ago, he signed a 10-year, $200 million contract to be on TNT. He had an out clause after 2 seasons in the case that Warner Brothers, which is Turner, would lose the NBA, which is the case now, because now we are seeing reports that Warner Brothers is suing the NBA because of the rights that they lost to Amazon. That'll be interesting to see how that works. The lawsuit was filed in the New York Supreme Court today. The summons, which is all over ESPN right now, if you want to read it, it's too boring. But the NBA now has 20 days to respond. So this isn't over yet.
Yeah,
this isn't over.
The first right of refusal piece, I think that Warner Brothers and TNT have got a pretty strong case, I think. And Charles was on record about, I think he came out with a statement today as well, too, saying that he feels that Amazon and TNT were dealt a raw deal since they have the first rights. He also talked about, he thanked the NBA, thanked TNT, all the above. Kind of a salvo letter. I'm just kind of paraphrasing of thanking everybody. But he's kind of left that door open. And I think his comments earlier as well were, well, I'll listen to anybody. But he doesn't sound like he's completely shutting that door, Rock. If they step up and give him $25 million a year, whoever has the rights, and you basically can keep the band together, whether it's on Amazon or TNT wins this fight, this thing's not going away.
Last story before we get to break and catch up with Tyler Shuck, who is the starting quarterback at Louisville. The D-backs today, as of today at Chase Field, are going to be using reusable cups at the bank. Yes, reusable cups. So basically, all the PepsiCo products, several sections there at Chase Field, starting today, fans will be using these reusable cups, and then they'll return them to a designated bin in the stadium, and then this company will clean them, repack them, and then you can have that same one the next day.
Good for them.
So how does that impact me?
Yes, sustainability there, Jimmy B. You nothing. Oh, never mind. Anyway, Tyler Shuck will join us next. Manuch has been training him for many years since he was a little pup. He went from Hamilton to Oregon to Texas Tech. He is now going to finish his last year, his 7th year at Louisville. He'll join us next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
The Cardinals continue training camp with another open practice. Sundays will be exclusive for season ticket members only. Preseason play begins August 10th against the Saints. Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and the rest of Team USA take the court on Sunday for their Olympic opener against Serbia. On the women's side, Diana Taurasi, Brittany Griner, and Kalia Copper and the rest of Team USA will play Japan on Monday. The Diamondbacks pitch Zach Gallen tonight against the Pirates in the first of a 6-game homestand. The Snakes will avoid seeing Pittsburgh ace Paul Skeens in this weekend series. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
In the market for an electric charger for your place? Looking to upgrade your under cabinet or closet lighting? Look no further than Arizona Electrical Family. From service calls to new home installations, home remodels, and even TV mounting, we've got you covered. Visit azelectricalfamily.com or call 602-577-1392 to learn more about our comprehensive services and to schedule your free quote today. Power up with the best. Visit azelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AZ Electrical Family. Quality service you can trust.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. Monsoon season is upon us. Be proactive today. Go to state48roofing.com. Scan the QR code below. We want to take care of you. Be proactive. Get your maintenance done. We are home of the hashtag sexy roof status.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings, bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
You ever have a case of the Mondays? You won't if you tune in to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from 1 till 4 as they broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar. That's every Monday from Casino, Arizona.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer-paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
Febreze. So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up and spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze. La, 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 la.
He's good.
Sarah Spain with iHeart Women's Sports, presented by Capital One. Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball starts tonight. 60 of the best softballers in the world competing for 5 weeks in Rosemont, Illinois. During games, players can earn or lose points by performing as individuals and winning as a team. Then the top 4 players become new captains each week and draft their teams from scratch for the next week's games. You can watch tonight on ESPN2 at 7 p.m. Eastern. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
With the Venture X business card from Capital One, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/VentureXBusiness.
Broken leg, but he's healthy and ready to go. Maurice Turner is the tailback to Shuck's right. Shuck to the far sideline, and that is caught and complete. And down the far sideline is Chris Bell. At the 20, at the 10, and how about that start to the spring game?
You're hot.
Not a bad way to start the spring game, as our next guest threw an 80-yard pass to Chris Bell, as you just heard. He finished with 8 of 12, 177 yards and 2 touchdowns. Proud Hamilton High School graduate, and Manuch has been training him since the 8th grade. Tyler Shuck joins us now on Fox Sports 910. Tyler, Rock along with your coach Manuch. How you doing, buddy? What's going on?
I'm doing great, man. Just getting done training here in Dallas and heading back to Louisville for fall camp coming up.
When do you start? When do you get going for fall camp?
I start the 31st. Yeah, start 31st, first day of practice.
Wow. So you've been? Are you now living in Dallas, or is that just where you're training?
No, I just came down here for the day to throw a little bit, and then going back to Louisville. So it was a quick trip right after media day, and then going back to hang out for a couple of days with my wife, and then getting started with fall camp.
Boy, you've been on the whirlwind tour. By the way, you can always come home and train. It's only 115, degrees. I mean, we got to get a little bit of that.
No humidity.
Yeah, no humidity whatsoever. Talk about this whirlwind spring of yours. You transfer to Louisville. You and Jordan, your lovely bride, get married. Go to the Kentucky Derby. I think you go watch the PGA. I mean, you've been kind of nonstop here, topping it off with the ACC Media Day and this training.
Yeah, man, it's been a crazy summer for sure. It's kind of flown by. And like you said, getting married in the spring, and then during spring ball, coming right back to practice, and then honeymoon, and then right after, like you said, we've gone to the Derby and the PGA and all things Louisville, and yeah, so it's been a lot of fun, and I definitely love the new spot.
I think what I love about your marriage to lovely Jordan is that you married the better athlete of that family, a former soccer player. So
I know.
I mean, does she like beat you in any kind of sport in particular? I mean, I'm sure she's better you running for sure.
Yeah, she's got some good genes. What's the worst part is we'll go golfing together, and she hits it straighter than I do, and she's barely played, and it really makes me mad. But it's been good though. I mean, I married her for a reason. We got to keep up the genes somehow.
So Tyler, with your days at Oregon and your days at Texas Tech, we don't need to rehash the past. But what do you do with all the swag? You got all this great gear, especially with Nike, with Oregon. Where is all that stuff? You donate it to Goodwill, or you have a couple, jerseys framed at your house?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of spread out. With Jordan's family in Oregon, and then at my parents' house in Arizona. So we'll probably sell it whenever the eligibility is exhausted. And I've given some stuff away to Goodwill. It's kind of hard, moving place to place. There's some freak stuff and happen, but yeah, it's stockpiled a little bit.
So why Louisville, Tyler? You and I have talked a few times. I just want to ask you why Louisville. I know Jeff Brom, an outstanding coach, former great quarterback at Louisville. Was this the big reach out for you? Did they reach out to you, reach out to them? And what caught your eye about Louisville?
I think it was really mutual. I think what really attracted me to them was Coach Brom's history with quarterbacks and his offense, and just how good of a team they have been and are continually going to be. They have really high standards, and I only have one more year left, and I wanted to go contribute to a really good team and play in an offense that's going to protect me and have a lot of good talent around and to try and increase my draft stock. And so it was really mutual. They were looking for somebody like me, and they were just straight up throughout the whole process. As I've done this a few times before. I don't care for all the recruiting spiels or the facilities and stuff like that. So it was definitely a breath of fresh air. And him and Brian, the quarterback coach, they both played the position in college and the NFL at a very high level. So I think it was just kind of a great match.
And I know that Jack Plummer had played there as well too, former Gilbert High School standout. He'd bounced around a couple of places. Had you had a chance to talk to Jack about Louisville?
Yeah, Jack was a huge help throughout the whole process, just because he's been in the offense for some years and obviously been a part of that staff. And previously at Louisville, and so was Jawar, Jordan. They were great and just kind of giving me information on how's the situation there, how's the team, what do they need for me as a leader to come in. And it was definitely a great thing to have some guys there on the inside.
Senior transfer quarterback Tyler Shuck joining us here. It's going to be the starting quarterback for the Louisville Cardinals this fall. I want to ask you, I've heard a lot of your press conferences, and it's always about the team. But do you have anything individually that you would like to accomplish in your final year? Is there something like goals? Do you kind of set goals for yourself?
Yeah, I think for me, like you said, I think team success, brings individual success, and I think the best way I can help my team is by staying healthy the whole year and completing a full season. I feel like, whenever I get through a full game and a full year, the stats and the wins are going to take care of themselves. And that's my goal, to do everything I can to stay out there for my teammates, just because I feel like it's due at this point, and it's all happened for a reason. So. I think, a lot of those goals of, winning the championships and some trophies, is going to take care of itself.
Well, I also hope, Tyler, that you have another great year, obviously, and then, improves your stock as far as the draft is concerned. I remember a couple years ago they had you projected like first through third round. Injuries befell you. But now, as Roc has alluded to kind of prove that you are of that status, or is that, again, just something if you just play your game, hopefully somebody recognizes your status of moving you up in the draft?
Yeah, no doubt. I think my value and what I could bring to a team is definitely a veteran guy who's been through some stuff and is not going to waver when things go hard, and have a lot of talent and has been there and done that and can play in multiple offenses. And I definitely think it's there, and now it's just about going out and doing it.
And on top of that, speaking of offenses, watching that clip, watching your highlights there, as Roc put there, 8 for 1,277 yards, 2 touchdowns in that spring game. Watching all your touchdowns and watching all your throws, boy, you look really comfortable in this offense. You got back, you delivered it. Is this something you could draw off of, or is it just this kind of offense and work with Coach Brom that you struck to your liking?
3.
I think it's a little bit of both. I feel really comfortable just running any type of playbook and plays. It's all variations of the same thing, but they also have a large volume of plays and personnel groups that we can get into, and they've done a good job of coaching that and I think playing it to my skill set as well.
You have played at a lot of stadiums in your tenure as a college athlete. You've got Notre Dame on the road,
Clemson on the road,
Kentucky, obviously one of your rivals, on the road. I know the Pac-12 and the Big 12, you played some big-time stadiums, but how much are you looking forward to playing in a Notre Dame there in South Bend, Indiana?
Oh, man, I think it'd be great. It's obviously they're perennial, historic programs. We can go in there and show them what we can do and silence them. That's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm definitely looking forward to the opportunity just because they're going to be all three of them, and the entire schedule is going to have some really good teams.
2. Tyler, my last one, NIL is obviously a big deal, and we have talked to you in the past about that. Has it kind of helped you, at Louisville, or how is it different than, say, Texas Tech? Is there more opportunity for you?
I mean, I think, all across the country, especially, the Power 4 programs, that's kind of becoming that day and age where everyone's kind of competing to recruit guys. And, obviously me coming back, that was definitely a goal, but I think the main thing that I wanted to come back for was to increase my draft stock and get a lot more money that way. And I think Louisville was just kind of the best fit for that. And obviously Louisville's a bigger city. They have a lot of different support, much more support with just the fan base and some companies there. So it was just a great opportunity, I think, for me and obviously my wife, and then to go out there and put a full year together.
And Todd, we were missing. We didn't talk a little about your training. Your training with Brock Purdy, having you guys out there training all the time, and just watching you guys grow. Have you had a chance to talk to Brock at all within the last year and have him give you some insights on some of the things in the National Football League?
I haven't. No, I haven't in a little bit. Obviously, we both kind of had crazy past years in our own respects, but I've obviously watched him from afar and been able to see what he's done. And I think hopefully when he gets to that level, we can share some insight for sure. But super happy for him. And obviously when given the opportunity, he was going to take advantage of it. And hopefully I can do the same.
Tyler, have a great season. Thanks for coming on with us. We wish you the best. Stay healthy, and we'll continue following your career.
And as I say, Tyler, don't be slacking at Cadillac, and keep on keeping on. Right, my brother?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys. Always great talking to you.
Thank you, Tyler. It's Tyler Shuck joining us. You can follow him on Twitter at Tyler Shuck 2, so check that out. His final year, his 7th year. How great would that be to be in college for 7 years? I was walking around GCU campus today, right? And I'm just saying to myself, man, I was in the student union. I was in the arena walking around, looking at the facilities. And I'm like, they have 19,000 kids on campus this fall.
19,000.
That's how big that is how big GCU is growing.
I think K-State
27,000 students.
Wow.
GCU, I mean, I obviously didn't go there, but it's so impressive. And what they have done in such a short time, my buddy there was telling me that just 10, 12 years ago, maybe they had 1,000 people on campus. Now, I said
that's
17,
incredible.
And the campus is awesome. I mean, I know people say, okay, where it is and all that, but once you get up to 17 on Camelback and then you go into this campus, it's outstanding.
It's a whole different world, isn't it?
Hey, Tyler's brought to you today by All City Towing. Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. They are hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, customer service personnel. You can enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment. They have set work schedules. They have healthy 401k, employer match, health benefits, employer paid life insurance, and how about a monthly fuel allowance? So if you're ready to take your career to the next level, visit them online at allcitytowing.com. That's All City Towing, where your future is on the move. We got football at 50 as Paul Feinbaum blasts Matt Rule for Big Ten and his NFL comparison. You're going to want to hear that next. It's Fox Sports 910.
Clear. That's your standard.
Mike Hazen started something.
Cut it. Time to line your pockets with bonus.
It said Mike Hazen opened the floodgates.
Be listening every weekday.
2 more.
It's to win $1,000.
No, just for baseball.
By Lerner and Rowe, injury attorney.
Yeah, the Mariners and Rays are busy.
Accident attorney Kevin Rowe. Results matter, so we want to help.
Phillies got Hayes. The Orioles just got Zach Eflin from the Rays. And the Mariners got Yimi Garcia from the Blue Jays.
Rowe today, 977-1900.
Hey, it's Jax, co-host of Take the Points.
Yes, he was, but they have a glut of guys out there.
Arizona. Tune in every Saturday from 11 to 1, live right here from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino.
I haven't watched a ton. I know they have some injuries. Who's playing out there? I can look.
Toyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on wrighttoyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or
we could probably upgrade from Johan Rojas. We could probably upgrade from him.
wrighttoyota.com. The right price.
Austin Hayes feels like a big upgrade over him.
All at wrighttoyota.com.
Is it time for an all-in-one wireless printer with tons of connectivity options?
Where they're both righty, so they're not going to platoon them. We'll see. I'll be interested to see what they do with them.
Your smartphone. Call 623-252-8282. Document Solutions of the Valley. Our service can't be copied.
There's something that binds us all. The constant hunger to improve, the obsession with every detail, and the reward of a custom fitting.
So I'm looking at Fangraphs because that's where I trust.
We're all bound.
They have Hayes listed as a bench player, but they have Rojas in the lineup. You said Rojas is hurt.
Schedule your fitting.
So if Rojas is hurt, then that opens up the spot in center for Hayes.
Store at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams July summer sale.
That's where they have Castellanos.
Paints and stains from July 26th through August 5th. With prices starting at $31.84, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking
One of my buddies works for MLB. They're a little slow to do things well over there.
hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Summer's greatest hits are here all weekend long at Macy's One Day Sale. Start your back to school shopping with kids' tees, shorts, and more essentials, $15 and under. Plus, it's the best time to refresh your home with 40 to 65% off bedding from Hotel Collection, Charter Club, and more. And take 70% off during our fine jewelry clearance. Don't miss Macy's One Day Sale now through Sunday. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
You going to set this up?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's football at 50. The latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 9, the iHeart Radio app.
The Dolphins are paying Tua as he agreed to a 4-year, $212.4 million deal. $167 million of that is guaranteed. He is now the third highest paid quarterback in the league behind Burrow and Lawrence. How about that?
The guarantee just blows me away.
And
how about the guarantee?
How is that paid?
Well, it's a good question. It's a lot of times they'll take the bonuses up so much up
Venmo.
front, and sometimes you'll take it as a reporting bonus or whatever. But all I know is that $167 million, no matter how much is guaranteed over those 4 years, that's pretty much the number everybody's looking at. But we all look at
52, 53
a year, yeah, and puts them on par with that. But with the players, all they're concerned about, I should say that, is the guaranteed money that's going to be coming their way.
Not true.
I made a joke in your ear. I said they pay it via Venmo. That's how the
Oh, I didn't hear that. Yeah,
that's okay. I was trying to feed you a comedic line in your ear.
No,
You guys didn't hear me.
I'm
It's
sorry
okay.
I missed it. I'm sorry I missed it out here at Wright Toyota, Roc and Manuch.
I do have something interesting to add if you want to maybe have some context to this deal. A cool way to look at these contracts in football is the percentage of the cap that they take up at the time they were signed. So as the cap goes up and these dollars kind of extrapolate out, it's easy to look at these in the context of, wow, Tua got $53.1 million. But Tua, in terms of the salary cap for this season, is getting 20.79% of the salary cap that the Dolphins have for 2024. If you look at that in the context of quarterbacks, that's 11th most. So he's, yes, technically third when you look at the actual dollars, but if you put it in the context of the rising cap in football, it's only the 11th most cap hit amongst quarterbacks.
That's interesting. You bring that up. You talk about him being third. Goff follows him at 53. Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, and Jalen Hurts at 51. Yeah, I never thought about 20% of the cap, and you wonder, we just rattle off those other 5 quarterbacks, where their cap number is from that standpoint. We talked earlier about, well, you said earlier, Rod, why don't the Niners just go ahead and take care of Brock Purdy right now? So that cap effect, I know you got to take care of Ayuk, Trent Williams, who's a holdout, Ayuk's at least a hold in. Where does that figure with them? And so next year, with the new cap hit or the new cap money they're going to have, how it all figures. And I never thought about the percentage of how that affects the rest of the team.
Quick. So Joe Burrow leads this charge. His deal that he signed was 24.47% of the 2023 cap. So the cap's going to go up next year, right? From 2024 to 2025. And so when Brock Purdy gets paid maybe $55 or $60 million, yes, it looks like it's more than these guys got, and it is on paper. But when you add in the fact that the cap went up, it's not as big of a percentage. So that's an interesting way to kind of look at it in the context of, yes, Tua got a lot of money, but in terms of the cap percentage, it's only 11th most. Trevor Lawrence in front of him, Dak Prescott in front of him, Deshaun Watson, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, Mahomes, Lamar, Herbert, Allen, and Burrow, the 10 quarterbacks in front of him, taking up more percentage of the cap when they sign their big extensions.
One thing to add to that, guys, is, some quarterbacks, most of these quarterbacks, the big paid quarterbacks, sign 5-year deals. Tua sign a 4-year deal. Okay, so look at that when it comes to the guarantee, too.
Spread that out.
And maybe, spread it out. I mean, I think this is probably a better deal because it's 4 years instead of 5.
Yeah.
When you look at $167 million guarantee, not to mention it's probably smart for Miami because his history.
I was just going to say that, Rock. I was just going to say that. That's why I kept saying the guarantee for his head issues he's had. And last year he avoided that because he gets another head injury or two. Might end his career unless they've got something written in their clause about if you were to be hurt. But anytime you see that guarantee, whether you get hurt or something happens to you, whatever, that guarantee is pretty solid unless there's some fine print in that language or in the contract about whether he's healthy or not. But again, that is interesting, the percentage of the cap shoe that you bring that up and in reference to what that's going to bring. That's why when you see a guy like when Brady was playing and when Mahomes not taking all that money up front, so they have enough money in the cap to bring some of those other players or re-sign some of those other players.
If your college team is not in the SEC, then you probably don't like ESPN's Paul Feinbaum. He is the defender of the SEC. He is the face of the SEC, if you like it or not. And he took issue to Matt Rule, who's the head football coach at Nebraska, who they got a tough schedule this year. Ohio State, Michigan, Washington, Oregon, they're all in their conference, right? So that makes it tough when you got those type of deals or type of teams in your conference. They haven't been in a bowl game since 2016. Think about that.
Yep.
Nebraska, 2016. They haven't won 10 or more games since 2012. So Matt Rule, who we all know had a little bit of time there in Carolina for the Panthers, and he's got a uphill battle, but hey, if there's a place where I think you could eventually turn around, I would think it is Nebraska.
You would hope.
Bring back the tradition, bring back the black shirts. They got the money. But here he is taking issue to what Matt Rule said. So if I'm not mistaken, Shu, we got Matt Rule, and then I'll tell you what Paul had to say.
I think 4 teams from this league should get
This goes right into Feinbaum's reaction.
Good. This is the best league. This is
Okay.
the NFL of college football on my
Yep.
mind. Stretches.
Thanks, Jax. He cut it up.
Different time zones, different weather. That's not to diminish any other league. The SEC is amazing. These other leagues are great, but the challenge in the Big Ten is going to be really difficult.
So he says the Big Ten should just automatically get 4 teams in the playoff. Paul, what do you think of that?
Matt, stay in your lane, okay? Job one, win enough games to get to some stupid bowl game. Don't worry about the big boys because you're not one of them. We saw what you did in the NFL. You were a complete disaster in Carolina. You somehow got
All right, you're hot. 5 seconds.
and you're talking like you belong at the table with Ohio State and Georgia. You don't.
Paul Feinbaum on ESPN's Get Up.
Touche. I thought that's pretty good comeback. I know, but he's got a point there, Rock. I mean,
what?
Do something.
What, Matt, what did Matt say that's wrong?
I think he's
basically selling his conference.
Yeah, he was.
That's what Media Day's all about.
Yeah, I get
it. Doing what he's supposed to do, and the fact he makes a good point that the Big Ten is from East Coast to West Coast.
I get it. They got
it has got the whole
gambit.
Yeah,
they
the
got
whole country.
They've got. I think it's just kind of like he's just kind of say, hey, Matt, go get to a regular or lower bowl game before you start popping off about what you're going to have to do here and there.
Sure.
Good message, wrong messenger. That would be like the Jets being like, oh, the AFC East, what a great division this is in the NFL. We should get multiple teams in. You're the Jets. You don't get to be the standard bearer for the AFC East. Nebraska, a team that isn't very good right now, you don't get to be the one that champions the Big Ten.
Football at 50 this hour is poured by El Bandino Yankee Tequila. Break out the Bandino. That is El Bandino Yankee, the official tequila of Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Coming up, hour 2, we'll catch up with Fiesta Bowl Executive Director and CEO Eric Moses. Scott Spritzer's going to handicap the Olympics at 2:30. Looking forward to that. But I wonder what Eric thinks about Paul Feinbaum calling these bowl games stupid. Stupid bowl game. We'll take Nebraska at the Guaranteed Rate Bowl.
Anytime.
All day long.
Just the name.
They travel. Hour number 2 is coming up from Wright Toyota. Oh, Mr. Softy just got here. More Roc and Manuch continues right after the top of the hour.
Clear.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks is always adding exciting cocktails to the menu, like the expertly balanced Sincoro Hall of Fame Margarita. Try it at your local lodge today.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them. With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise. No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures. It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage.
Okay, we'll get us a phone.
Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Tonight, the Paris Olympics begin with the most stunning opening ceremony yet. At sunset, a parade of boats carry Olympic athletes to a celebration at the Eiffel Tower. The opening ceremony, tonight, 7:30, 6:30 Central on NBC and Peacock.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing.
Although we're marketing at a very broad scale, it does include specific local markets, and that's the beauty of iHeart's network.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Get out of the heat and play at Duke's.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
A huge new game room is open with foosball, pool tables, shuffleboard, darts, and Pop-A-Shot basketball.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
With 3 10-foot TV screens and dozens more big screens, you'll find every game you're looking for.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Where Dukes? Miller and McDowell. Gotcha!
Broadcasting from the Rappy Law Group Studios. KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Diamondbacks will send Zach Allen to the hill against the Pirates as they open a 6-game homestand. The Snakes will avoid seeing Pittsburgh ace Paul Skeens in this weekend's trio. The Cardinals continue training camp with another open practice. Sundays will be exclusive for season ticket holders only. Preseason play begins on August 10th when they take on the Saints. Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and the rest of Team USA take the court on Sunday in their Olympic opener as they take on Serbia. On the women's side, Diana Taurasi, Brittany Griner, and Kalia Copper and the rest of Team USA will play Japan on Monday. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website.
Bonus.
That's
bonus.
Enter it now. FoxSports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Mostly sunny to finish off your work week. You'll have a high of 112 for your Friday. 90 degrees will be your overnight low with a 20% chance of rain. I'm Celeste Rodriguez with your Fox 10 weather experts.
This report is sponsored by the City of Phoenix. Hey, Phoenix, red signals, lights, and signs mean stop. See a flashing red? Come to a complete stop and proceed only when clear. You rank 3rd in the country for traffic fatalities, so stop on red. Got it? Good. You're a big city. Act like one.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com. Time for our weekly visit with the Executive Director and CEO of the Verbo Fiesta Bowl and Guaranteed Rate Bowl, Eric Moses. This is our opportunity to talk high-level college football and check on the bowl selection process. Eric Moses, now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and the free iHeart Radio app.
Well, as a part of a growing partnership between the Fiesta Sports Foundation and the AIA, which is the Arizona Interscholastic Association, they have teamed up to create the inaugural Fiesta Sports Foundation preseason all-state football teams. And they're doing a boys tackle football, and they're doing a girls flag football, which is becoming really popular. And they're going to honor 50 student athletes. And Eric Moses, you just heard the big voice guy introduce him to us, joins us now on the Right to the Guest sign here on Fox Sports 910. How we doing, E? What's going on?
Hey, man, every time I hear that lead in, it makes me blush a little bit.
Oh.
I'm like, wow, they really like me.
Yeah. Well, we know, that the playoff and, Manuch and I may need tickets. We're doing what we can. We're planting the seed early.
We're schmoozing, Eric. Schmoozing. Hey, how you doing? How's life treating you? Anything to kind of, grease those skids, so to speak, right?
Compliments will get you everywhere with me.
There you go. All right, so this collaboration between the Fiesta Sports Foundation, which if you can kind of maybe expand on that so people have a better understanding what that is, and then the AIA, of course, to put together this all-state football teams. Where did this all come about?
Well, for a little bit of background, and you guys are more familiar with this than most of your listeners, we have for essentially 53 years been referring to this organization as the Fiesta Bowl, when in fact we all know that the Fiesta Bowl is a singular event. It's a fantastic event, and it's one that we're all proud of, but it's a singular event. This organization is and has been so much more than just that one event for a very long time. And so our board decided that it made sense for us from a branding standpoint to come up with a brand, an umbrella brand, if you will, for the organization that is broader than one of the two college postseason bowl games that we host, and is not even inclusive of all of the other things that you guys know are in our event portfolio and the activities that we engage in all year round, year in and year out. And so Fiesta Sports Foundation really is a much better moniker for the organization. One, it tells you we're a nonprofit with foundation. We're holding on to the brand equity in Fiesta because everybody knows what that means. And sports is at the heart of what we do, whether that's on our community impact and community engagement, or whether that's hosting these games or our golf tournament, or the various other things that we're involved in and around the Valley all year round.
Eric,
so that's the name part of it. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, just saying with David Hines, the executive director for the AIA, and I've known David forever. Matter of fact, David was one of my teammates at Mason Community College just a few short years ago, but he understands it. He gets it. I think that's the cooperation and the in that they have with you guys, I think, is vitally important to have that kind of cooperation.
Well, we've been selling this state, to fans from around the country and college football fans for, again, 50 plus years. Part of selling this state is informing people like yours truly, who just moved here less than 2 years ago, that there's a lot of football talent in this state. And at the high school and youth level, Why wouldn't we use our platform and our megaphone to be able to help bring more attention, more visibility to those young people and what they're doing on and sometimes off the field as well? That's what Friday Night Showdown was last year, which you guys are familiar with, and that's what this preseason All-State team is. And we are so happy to be able to highlight boys tackle and girls flag football teams.
And thank you so much for allowing me to be part of that committee as far as
what
choosing the boys and the girls. Oh, absolutely.
Well, you run out of straws?
I guess so. They said,
Come
well,
on.
that Manucci guy might be able to help us out
Gosh.
here. But a very impressive group. But let me get back to this, sir. You are so right on it. It's so hard for these high school athletes to get recruited on because of NIL, because of the transfer portal. So any little bit, I think this is great, is that when other colleges, whether it's NAIA or D2, D3, or even the FCS, FBS, they see, wow, the Fiesta Bowl has put something to where these athletes are ranked preseason type things. So that helps benefit them as much as I think the Fiesta Bowl and the AIA.
Yeah, it seems like a no-brainer to us, and we're going to continue with David Hines and Jim Dean and the guys over there at the AIA to figure out ways to best use our influence to bring more visibility, more attention, and more support to our young people who are competing in sports, especially football, throughout the state.
Eric Bose is joining us here from the Fiesta Bowl as we talk about this new partnership with the AIA. I want to move on to the refresh of the kickoff event that is coming up here on August 15th. And this is an annual event that always has had huge stars. Manuch and I have been fortunate to host it over the years with Tom Osborne and Coach Stoops and, some really cool people over the years. And this year it's going to be bigger and better with Larry Fitzgerald. Talk about this football kickoff experience and how it's going to be different than maybe years past.
Yeah, Arizona Bank and Trust Fiesta Sports Foundation football kickoff. We want to turn this thing into what it was always intended to be, which is a celebration of the start of the. Compare ourselves to other nonprofits and other community organizations throughout this state and the country. What's our advantage? Our advantage is that we get to deal with football all the time. Football is family, it's fun, it's friends, it is passion and excitement. If we aren't leaning into that, what are we doing? We don't need just another business luncheon in the Valley. We need something where you hear, see, smell, taste the sights, the sounds, the excitement that you would get at a ball game. That's what we're trying to create, an immersive experience. And I got to tell you, I have to give a lot of credit to Larry Fitzgerald, who we contacted very early on, and I begged Larry to do this, and he agreed. But he had some ideas about, hey, Eric, wouldn't it be great if you could make this more immersive? Now, Larry wanted us running 40-yard dashes, and I thought that might not be what our insurance carrier would like us to do. But he was into the theme. And then Jack Miller, the GM over at our new host venue and our presenting sponsor of Fairmont Scottsdale Princess, was all in. They do it big over there, whether it's for Christmas or July 4th or for the Open. And so they're leaning in and are partnering with us to really transform this into an immersive experience that makes you feel like all of the things about college football that get us excited.
I think with a guy like Larry Fitzgerald, I mean, he's immersed. I think since his son is going to be, I think, a junior over at Brophy High School, so he's part of that high school experience himself with his son over there at Brophy High School. I see him on the sidelines. We do the broadcasts for the game. But I mean, to have that kind of a guy that's dialed in with today's youth, I think extrapolates this even more so.
He was really excited when we mentioned then the idea of having a preseason all-state team and was all for it. And so, Larry, you guys know Larry. You've known him longer than I do. I mean, he is a singular individual. And I would encourage people, I mean, there aren't many tickets left, but there are a few. You want to be there and hear about this guy's journey, not just on the football field, but all the amazing things he's done philanthropically and what he's doing, frankly, right now as a businessman. All of it impressive. He's a great representation of this state, and we're really thrilled to have him participate in the event this year.
Eric, and I know you know this better than Manuch and I, but we are less than a month away from week 0, Florida State, Georgia Tech from Dublin, Ireland at 9 a.m. We're ready, right? Are we ready for some football? Oh, jeez. Because what it means here, Eric, is you've been here 2 years, but you'll find over time that once football starts, that means the weather's changing.
Hallelujah.
You hope, right? So
I hope so.
Yeah. But hey, Eric, as always, man, thanks for making some time for us. Again, I know the tickets are scarce right now, but it's fiestabowl.org/football kickoff, or you can call the bowl office right now at 480-350-0911. That's 350-0911. And you can get in there and get some tickets. So, Eric, thank you so much, as always.
Yeah, you guys are the best. Everybody come out, support these young people. We're going to have them on stage, and we're going to tell them why they're great and support them and have a good time. So thank you, guys. You're the best.
You got it. 29 boys, 21 girls will be honored there at the Fairmont Scottsdale Princess, which is a new venue for us for hosting this kickoff. So that's great. I'm glad he makes a good point. I've been involved and you've been involved, and there are a lot of banquets, a lot of luncheons, and we've put on some with some of the organizations we've been involved in. It's hard to tweak them.
Yes.
You can make little changes, but this is a massive refresh.
Yes.
And, I've seen some of the renderings of what they're doing or we're doing, and I'm pretty excited about this. And maybe oh, by the way, I'm not going to be doing the show
that day.
August 15th.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
so,
That's all right. So
you're all right.
Jimmy, no, myself. It's a Thursday, right?
Yeah, so you guys will be at Twin Peaks.
Yeah, me and Jimmy and Jax will handle it. But what I like about it is the incorporation of the high school athletes, the preseason, all staters per se, to be involved with this.
I am so just surprised that flag football for girls has really kind of blown
up.
Rock,
it's taken off. It is. It has absolutely taken off. Matter of fact, Caitlin Jewell, young lady that I've been training for a couple of years, she's the top female quarterback in the nation as well as the state. She'll be honored, and some of the kids. So I think they did a great job of picking those to choose from. But this thing now, she's got 3 offers from colleges. So girls football, flag football is going into the college ranks. It will go from a club sport to a regular sport.
All right, is it a faster game?
I don't know. What do you think, Jax? You think flag football just more passing? I mean, I watched, matter of fact, over the weekend.
Stuff on ESPN, all that stuff. Yeah,
you saw that big tournament.
These kids are unbelievable. These are studs.
They're outstanding. I mean,
so
these
the girls are the same then.
Yeah, I think it's just a lot of There's hardly any running, but you'd be surprised how well they throw the ball, when they catch the ball. Like this weekend, like you mentioned, ESPN had that big Elite 11 tournament that they had.
I just hope it's something that you can watch. Like, it's hard to watch women's basketball.
It's
let's be honest. Come on, at WNBA, it's hard to watch sometimes.
Well, when you watch women's flag versus the guys, it's a little slower. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I watched some of that flag tournament for the boys this weekend. That's pretty good.
No, I think the boys is good. I'm just hoping the girls is the same, and maybe it is. I haven't watched it yet, so we'll see. So, hey, 5 funny terms you might hear during the Olympics if you're going to be watching, and what they mean. We're going to have to queue up the Roc and Manuch disclaimer on this one because it's pretty interesting. We'll have that plus some stats and facts, and we're going to do some gambling in regards to the Summer Olympics as well. It's Roc, it's Manuch, right here at Wright Toyota here on Fox Sports 910.
Need an electric charger installed or a TV mounted? Contact AC Electrical Family at acelectricalfamily.com or call 602-577-1392. That's acelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AC Electrical Family. Power up with the best.
When you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck, Learn-A-Rail will take you from wreck to check, from crash to cash, from accident to whatever rhymes with accident. And we'll help you with all the details in between. We'll help you get to the right doctors, even if you don't have health insurance. We'll help you get your car fixed. We'll help you get your doctor bills paid. And then we'll fight with the insurance companies to get you every dollar you deserve. Hurt in a wreck? Call Learn-A-Rail. We're with you every step of the way.
Learn-A-Rail is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for billiards, poker, and trivia. And now, the Roc and Manuch Amber by Huss Brewing. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, daily specials, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Amber drafts. Arena Sports Grill.
Need an all-in-one wireless copier and printer or IT help for your business? Call Document Solutions of the Valley, the official copier and IT solutions company for Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Document Solutions is leading the Valley in business solutions for copier and IT service. They'll support your business no matter how big or small. Take advantage of either buying, leasing, or renting many makes and models of copiers. For a free quote, call 623-252-8282. Document Solutions of the Valley. Our service can't be copied.
Stop the Sherwin-Williams July summer sale and get 35% off paints and stains from July 26th through August 5th. With prices starting at $31.84, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your bedroom, living room, or home office, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
Yeah, you're going to cue it?
You want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
Let's make sure we cue it correctly this week.
Starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.
I don't love that. I don't love that.
BBEL.com.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota.
What am I going to have to dump here?
Right on the selection and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com. Meant for mornings. The Drive with Jody Ayler. Listen Monday 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
All right. In honor of the Olympics kicking off and the opening ceremony still going on since 10:30 this morning. Here we are coming up at almost close to 2:30. And there are going to be some terms, some funny terms you might hear that sound suggestive. And I have 5 that I found. They're totally innocent terms that you're going to hear. Okay?
Sure. Yeah.
But again, if you get your you know what out of your, then
you got to get your mind right, is what you're trying to say?
I think so. You gotta be open-minded.
Oh, okay.
Open-minded.
Okay, all right.
So just be
Curious.
The suits are probably listening. We are going to play this disclaimer. So if you got kids in your car, it may not be appropriate for you to listen to these 5 funny terms because they may come across on the radio, especially if you're just happen to turn on the channel and you hear me say this word. You may, it may not be good. So during the break, just to tell you what goes on behind the scenes, I told Schubert, who is our technical director, who's responsible for what goes on, over the air, right?
Out over the airwaves.
That I said, you better be ready with the delay. And I believe we used to, I don't know if you know this, Shu, but last year, maybe 2 years ago, the 7-second delay went to 15.
Oh.
Because of some issues we've had. We
It's
get a little fired
45
up.
now. It's 45 for you guys now. It's up to
45.
45.
Well, give or take.
I have a lot of time back here to decide whether or not I need to dump you guys.
So I know Shu's a little nervous.
Extremely.
I know.
Extremely, because we did not discuss this at all today. So I am very scared.
I wasn't at the meeting, but these are 5 funny and totally innocent terms you might hear that sound a bit suggestive, okay? That sound. So let's do this right so everybody's covered. The disclaimer, so no one can, fire back at us. Hit it.
The views and opinions expressed by various hosts, guests, or callers with Roc and Manuch are not to be considered endorsed or reflect the opinions of the owners of Fox Sports 910, iHeartRadio, or anyone that's even associated with this radio station in any way possible. Roc and Manuch broadcasts are presented and made public as entertainment, in the hope that they'll be entertaining to the audience. Listeners are urged to use their own judgment to draw their own conclusions.
Yes.
Ownership of this radio station does not confirm nor deny the validity or accuracy of the information aired on Roc and Manuch. All information, products, and services are provided solely for entertainment and enjoyment. Finally, we encourage the importance of keeping an open mind and not construing the stories, facts, or services as factual. In other words, Roc and Manuch wants you to relax and enjoy the ride.
All right, we good, Shu? I mean, That's the 5.
I got to tell you, you set that up, and I was way nervous back here. Those are fun. We're okay.
Can I
could sell ice to an Eskimo.
Can I throw one out there that
No, absolutely not. No,
I agree.
It was a sport at one time.
We'll talk about it during the break.
No,
man. I mean,
absolutely not.
It was a sport at one time.
Here's some stats and facts for the 2024 Olympics. Over 10,000 athletes from 206 different nations and territories are competing. How about that?
That's amazing. I mean, have them all there and Gay Patty.
And how crazy, what happened today? The train station. Did you hear?
I did not hear what happened at the train station today. They have an overload of people coming and going.
France's national train service got targeted by some malicious acts that caused the speed lines to kind of shut down.
Ooh.
800,000 passengers were affected.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I do know this. A lot of people are looking to go over there on Delta, had to cancel their trips, did not make it. So this is another one of those culprits, if you will.
I mean,
sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
sorry to see that.
That's just nuts. So, I mean, kind of similar to what happened with the airlines the other day.
Yep.
Imagine that happening during the Olympics. There are 329 events over 32 sports.
That is amazing to hear that. I mean,
now there are 4 sports that they're testing out this year: surfing, skateboarding, breakdancing, which we talked about earlier in the week, and sport climbing. How about that?
Okay.
Around 10,000 different torch bearers
Okay.
have carried the torch over the past 3 months. How about that? That's pretty interesting. The youngest and oldest are both on Team USA. There's a gymnast, Riviera, Hesley Riviera.
Mm-hmm.
She just turned 16. And Stefan Peters is in that fancy horse dancing event. He is 59, he's 59.
In the equestrian event?
Something like that.
Yeah.
59%. We are 9 hours. They're 9 hours ahead of us.
Yeah, 9 hours ahead.
Which is crazy to think about that.
Yeah, if you're going to watch this live, you'll be up bright and early at 3:30, 4:30 in the morning. If you're going to watch some event.
I'm not taping anything. I don't even tape stuff anymore.
Well, I think it's taping, and I think they replay it.
There's a lot of stuff on YouTube you can find.
Yeah,
highlights.
Like if you really want to watch the fancy horse dancing event, you can find it. Tickets to the events, they range from $24 all the way up to $980. This 4 or 5 hour opening ceremony tickets were going for about $2,700, and they are expected to sell a total of about 10 million tickets.
It's incredible. You think about that. I mean, Paris, France.
3.
You think about the invasion of folks. On top of that, I'd be curious how much extra security is going to be there, because I've heard that security is everywhere, absolutely everywhere.
And last one, when it comes to all-time medal lists, we roll. We continue to roll both summer and winter. America has just under 3,000 medals coming into these games. Soviet Union is next at just over 1,200, followed by Germany just over 1,000.
Did I say since 1994 that the women's basketball team is like 69-1, and since that time frame that their record is phenomenal record? But yeah, it's like some astronomical, like 69-1 since 1994 Olympics.
Hey, we have teamed up with Twin Peaks to give you an opportunity to win a new big screen smart TV for the upcoming football season, and you get to pick the size up to 85 inches. Yes, 85 inches. All you got to do is text Peaks to 59925, and you can enter daily. Standard message and data rates apply. So enter now for a new big screen TV, 85 inches, up to 85 inches. Just text Peaks to 59925. Well, we're going to catch up with Scott Spreitzer, our handicapper from DocSports.com, and we will talk about some of the latest lines in the Olympics. I think some of us will gamble a little bit.
Partake a little bit.
I already took the I took USA for for Sunday in basketball,
It's
men's
just Serbia.
basketball. I think I got it at 13. So we'll ask him about that one because that game is going to be on at 8:15 on Channel 12. 8:15 on is that Saturday morning or Sunday
That'd
morning?
I believe that's Sunday morning.
Sunday morning,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, bright and early 8:15. Taking on the Joker from Serbia. Jokic is going to be playing for that Serbia team. It could be a tough one to start with, but I think that I would hope that they should cruise. KD, Kevin Durant may or may not play. He said he's been practicing a lot more, but we'll see if he maybe about midweek when they're in their pool play starts to play a little bit.
I do hope, staying with the Olympic discussion, I hope the weather gets better.
A lot of rain going on now.
That's just a bummer.
Yeah.
Imagine, you're all excited to go to France.
Sure.
And you're in Paris and you got this just horrible weather.
They've had the heat, now they got the rain, but it has been very, very hot. I mean,
But
worldwide.
Everybody needs the rain. I get that. So Scott Spreitzer joins us next. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Clear.
What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
And Booker, Kevin Durant, and the rest of Team USA take the court Sunday for their Olympic opener against Serbia. Meanwhile, for the women, Diana Taurasi, Brittany Griner, and Kalia Copper, and the rest of Team USA will play Japan on Monday. The Diamondbacks will pitch Zach Gallen versus the Pirates in the first of a 6-game homestand. After acquiring reliever A.J. Puck from the Marlins yesterday, GM Mike Hazen said they'll continue to look for ways to improve the roster before Tuesday's trade deadline. The Cardinals continue training camp with another open practice. Preseason play starts August 10th against the Saints. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbandito.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
You were mentioning the security over there.
You're in the market for new or pet.
Earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
sports gamblers. Scott Spreitzer, one of the leaders and most trusted names in the country. Nobody watches and studies games more than he does. From DocSports.com, here's Scott Spreitzer exclusively on with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
You're hot.
Scott Spreitzer joins us now on the Right to It, I guess. Sign. How's your week going, Scott?
Can't complain, guys. Cannot complain. Baseball's been pretty good this week.
How about, here we are talking Olympics. How much and how do you handicap Olympics, especially with so many different events? Or you just pick and choose some of the main ones?
Yeah, I mean, in the past of the Olympics and what I'm doing this year, I mean, there will be times that I'm involved in men's soccer, but you can't really go crazy in men's soccer because it's an under-23 tournament. You're not going to see the big names from around the world playing. And so, you might see a team that is very good normally that's not quite the same because they don't have their star players. They don't want to interfere with FIFA. They don't want to interfere with, the major leagues that are playing right now are going to start playing this month, like the EPL. And so it's a tougher handicap. All of a sudden you got under 23, you got a lot of young players and you're missing the star players. And so I don't do a lot with Olympic soccer. I do a little bit here and there. And as far as everything else, it's kind of like I'll play in past years. I'll bet a little bit of boxing, and then I do like to bet men's basketball in the Olympics every year. And I'll be handicapping men's basketball every day that there's a game.
Scott Spreitzer, sports.com. You can follow him on Twitter at Scott Wins. Let's start with USA men's basketball. I believe it's 8:15 on Sunday morning. How you have this one handicapped?
Yeah, I mean, Serbia was getting 14 just a few days ago. It's down to 12 and a half right now, depending on the shop that you place your bets in. So Serbia is getting the money. It takes a little bit to get used to the difference between playing in the NBA and playing with these FIBA rules. You got a shorter 3-point distance, a lot of cutting, a lot of moving, much less isolation. So you won't see much of that. There's about 6 fewer possessions per quarter in Olympic basketball because you're talking about, less time spent on the hardwood, 40 minutes, and teams can spend all afternoon in the key on defense, and you'll stay in the same place. Take a little bit of time to get used to it, and we've seen other USA teams, not specifically these players we're going to see this Olympics, that have struggled in the last few years when it comes to world championships and any kind of FIBA rules. But I still like Team USA to win gold, guys. I think there's an outside chance Canada could get there. Maybe France, but France doesn't have good enough guard play. Of course, I like Gobert, I like Wembanyama, but they don't have good guard play. But this line, again, it was as high as 14. It's down to 12.5, 12 in that neighborhood. You got Jokic, and if the big guy gets some help from Bogdanovic, they might be able to hang this number. I took the 14. There is some concern because USA beat Serbia by 26 in exhibition play, but Bogdanovic didn't play, and Jokic saw limited minutes. So I'm hoping that's the difference here. But, Serbia plus the points, but like I said, everybody, when it comes to the Olympics, don't go crazy with it. This shouldn't be your best bet of the week.
Yeah, Scott, I'm just when you think of the players on both teams, the NBA players or just the international players, whether it be on Serbia, and obviously it's the NBA players on the USA team, how much of a prerequisite per watching these guys play, whether they are international play or NBA play, that being the Europeans or the international teams, do you get a chance to actually watch, or the handicappers watch, when they play their spreads out there?
Yeah, I mean, I watch as much as possible, when it comes to this. And, that does mean I shouldn't say I get up early to watch every game. I record every game I possibly can. And because I'm not going to be up at 5 a.m. watching Olympic basketball. I will get my results when I wake up, and I will go back and I'll kind of skim through games and watch what teams are doing. Like, for instance, France was about 10-1 a few days ago to win the gold medal. And I thought about plunking a few bucks, just taking a flyer on them, with Wemby and with Gobert. They've got a decent front court. But I want to see what their guard play looks like against Brazil this weekend. And again, I'm not a big fan of their guard play. So I'll look and I'll see how much I think that affected the game. But again, it's more of a record the games that are on early and then skim through them and look for certain things that I look for. So yeah, I do, not a lot of cappers bet the Olympics. It's just one thing that I've had success on in the past, and so I continue to do it. I did have Ukraine the other day against Iraq in soccer, and I did lose that game. So we're 0-1 thus far for all clear transparency for those who have wondered. But I'll be back in action on Saturday and Sunday in basketball for sure.
Well, if they're going to win that, the men's basketball, so that if they get their 5th consecutive gold, what have you seen as far as growth is concerned from 4 years ago? So you're looking at international play 4 years ago. You talked about Spain, Brazil, and some of the usual suspects, Canada. Have you seen where the growth has come from?
Oh, big time. I mean, like if you look at Team USA and the players like a decade ago that they faced in the Olympics that were in the NBA from other areas of the world, I think it was like 8 or 9. It was less than 10. And now they're going to face potentially over 60 players in Europe and around the world who have played in the NBA or are currently playing in the NBA. So the growth has been incredible when it comes to guys' ability to play at the NBA level, to be able to take on these players that USA will send out there. I think USA is going to be a better roster than they've had in a while this year. It'd be great to get KD healthy and get him out there also. But yeah, I mean, I look at the rest of the world and I see them really catching up. We see that in the NBA. And I'll just say it quickly that I think the AAU has to make some adjustments. I think they're hurting the future of basketball in the States because it's all about isolation and one-on-one and who can have the most spectacular dunk. While the Euros, man, they're out there and they're learning the fundamentals. Whether you're 7'5" or 5'5", they're teaching you how to handle the basketball, how to get back on defense. So much more fundamentally sound than our AAU game is right now in America.
Well, speaking of KD, I was going to ask you about prop bets for this because KD was the leading scorer in the last 2 Olympics for the men's. I know the last one he was leading scorer,
right?
But hopefully he gets off the bench. He can do that again. But what kind of prop bets can we see from this Serbia-USA game, if any?
Yeah, I like so far I like Steph to be the leading scorer, Steph Curry. And I also like him to potentially be the leading scorer for Team USA for the entire Olympic run. And it was around 5-1 in that neighborhood. He and, of course, LeBron were the favorites with KD being injured. So I think Steph, anything you can do with Steph on offense is going to be something that will give you a good chance to cash those bets. Again, if you can get in that 4-1 range, 5-1 range, that he can be the leading scorer on the team, again, I think it's worth a flyer. I mean, I know most of the Olympics betting is kind of entertainment more than anything else, but I take it a little bit more serious than most. And if I'm going to plunk my money down or recommend somebody do so, believe me, I'll be looking at this as more than just entertainment. I think Curry is going to be the leading scorer this year for the Team USA.
Scott, again, I'm curious. The spread has moved a little bit, but Spain and Australia, I know that's at 2 a.m. tonight. Tomorrow, I should say, 2 a.m. Where is that now on one of those 50 screens that you have in front of you?
Yeah, let me look here. I got the
Spain and Australia plus 5.5 is what I originally got it at, but I think it's moving a little bit.
Down to 4.5. Yeah,
wow,
it's actually
okay.
down to 4.5 now.
Okay.
And I didn't get involved with that one. I was gonna play Brazil over France, and I got beat by the line move. Guys, this line was as high as 14. It's now down to 9.5.
Wow.
And France beat. It's a 5-point drop. So
3.
There's no way. I mean, there's no value at all now in betting Brazil. But I don't want France in this spot because again, I think at 14 or 15, the lack of guard play by France would hurt them. But at 9.5, I can't jump in now. I do like Canada on Saturday. That game goes at 12 noon Mountain and Pacific time. Canada and Greece, and right now Canada is laying about 7.5 points in that one. And again, I think Canada has an outside shot after the USA to be able to win the actual gold. And I like what they've done as far as the amount of NBA experience that they have on this roster, and including Gilgeous-Alexander, who's going to guard him, Jamal Murray, another tough guard, Andrew Nembhard knows how to run an offense. Right down the line, Kelly Olynyk is another NBA talent that's on Team Canada. And if you look at what happened to Greece, I mean, they were knocked around by Serbia, lost by 20 points this past week in exhibition play. And even though I like Serbia as a team, that tells me that, Greece might be a little bit lower than a lot of people have them touted to be, a little bit less talented. And so I think Canada is able to knock off Greece probably by 12 to 14 points.
And Scott, tournament play, pool play, whatever it is, will they set the lines like the NBA maybe a day or two prior to or the day of? How will they set those lines up as play continues to move forward?
Yeah, so far, if you look ahead, like to, for instance, the next group of games after Sunday will be Tuesday, and they've got the matchups, but they don't have lines up yet.
Okay.
I'm assuming they're probably going to wait until Sunday night. Well, maybe Saturday night for the teams that play on Saturday, Sunday night for the teams that play on Sunday.
Scott, thank you so much. Have yourself a great weekend.
Take care, guys. Have a great one.
Scott's Brightser. Check him out, DocSports.com and at Scott Wins on X. So we appreciate him each and every Friday. He joins us. We went down the Olympic road today as the Olympics are underway. They just had what's still going on. I mean, this has got to be the longest opening ceremonies I've ever seen in my life. It's been going on since 10:30 in the rain.
Yeah, Celine Dion just got done singing, so it looks like they're
$2 million.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna wrap up here pretty soon. Pouring there over in Paris.
Man, that's just unfortunate, man. It's just
international play. It's gonna be interesting to see how the men handle a lot of these NBA players that are playing for their country right now. So I think they should win it all. I mean, I would think, but I think it's gonna be a little harder than a lot of folks are thinking because of the Jokers playing and Wembanyama is playing, and some of those guys have been playing the NBA for Wembanyama's case just a year.
So Olympics are underway. It starts today officially, even though it has started a little bit earlier in the week, and it'll go through August 11th, which is a Sunday, and that'll be the closing ceremonies on that day as well. But as we mentioned earlier, 10,000 athletes, over 10,000 athletes.
Yeah, it's amazing to hear that they have that many people that are going to come into Paris. Then they did like a little clip of the Olympic Village. They talked about the rooms.
Talk about condoms again.
They did. They talked about that.
It seems like that's always it always comes up.
Yeah, and they were also talking about the size of the beds are thinner this year.
Thinner?
Yeah, because of the scenario with the con. They
Are
don't
you
want
serious? So they all went with twins instead of kings, or whatever it is.
Exactly. Yeah, they're.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
and
they're all made out of cardboard. And
what?
Some of the Olympians were jumping up and down on the beds, and they were pretty sturdy. But they're smaller beds. They're longer, but they're not as wide. And I guess they're trying to curtail any extracurricular activity in the dorm rooms, as they call them. A pretty creative way to use cardboard. These beds, they were jumping up and down. The mattresses were real thin, so it's not a real comfortable accommodations in the Olympic Village.
That sucks because you're
top-notch athlete. Yeah.
You need your sleep.
Absolutely.
And you're gonna wake up, your back's gonna be sore or whatever.
Yeah,
that's because of some people that want to hook up. What's the big deal?
That was kind of the theme of why the beds are not as wide this year. Wow. Yeah, single beds versus doubles.
No idea. Hey, coming up, football at 50. Jerry Jones compared himself oddly to Patrick Mahomes yesterday. You'll hear that next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B right here from Wright Toyota.
Does your standard amount of bucks not cut it? Time to line your pockets with bonus bucks. Fat stacks of cash. Be listening every weekday for your chance to win $1,000. Oh my God! Sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys.
Hey, Arizona, it's your local accident attorney, Kevin Rowe. Results matter, so we want to help you win $1,000. Powered by Lerner and Rowe Accident Attorneys, where we treat you like family. In a wreck, need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today at 977-1900.
Attention drivers. Drive smart, Arizona. All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing storage services contractor, reminds you to follow the move over law. When you see emergency vehicles, move over and slow down. Keep our roads safe for all. Brought to you by All City Towing.
Over the years, Lerner Rowe has helped over 150,000 injured people recover billions of dollars for their injuries and over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. What does that mean to you when you're looking for an attorney to handle your personal injury case? That means that Lerner Rowe is a law firm that not only has experience, but the proven results to recover money for your injuries. The insurance companies know which attorneys won't put up a fight. When you call us, we call them, and they know they have to pay.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
In the market for an electric charger for your place? Looking to upgrade your under cabinet or closet lighting? Look no further than Arizona Electrical Family. From service calls to new home installations, home remodels, and even TV mounting, we've got you covered. Visit azelectricalfamily.com or call 602-577-1392 to learn more about our comprehensive services and to schedule your free quote today. Power up with the best. Visit azelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AZ Electrical Family. Quality service you can trust.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them.
With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise.
No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures.
It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
At Skechers, we put the S in comfort. Now, I know you're probably spelling comfort in your head and asking yourself, is that possible? Am I just a really bad speller? Look, I don't know your spelling aptitude, but Skechers most definitely put the S in comfort because Skechers is the comfort technology company and has developed fits and features that change everything you know about comfort. Like hands-free Skechers slip-ins, the ultimate in comfort and convenience. It's footwear you just step into and they're on with no bending down. Find Skechers at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com. Let's get ready for football! It's Football at 50, the latest top football story trending this hour, right here with Roc and Manuch. With Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910, your iHeart Radio app.
Oh, Jerry Jones. You know, he definitely moves the needle. When he talks, people listen, even if it's pretty much out there at times.
At times?
Yeah. I mean, he's just but
he's a pretty smart guy.
Spends
Rock.
money.
Yeah, smart. He knows what he's doing.
He does pretty good. But he compared himself to Patrick Mahomes when explaining why it's smart to take your time before extending players. And of course, we are talking about some of the players that they're trying to extend, you know, with Prescott and
Micah Parsons.
So
CeeDee Lamb.
So
priority.
Here's Jerry Jones, courtesy of the Dallas Cowboys.
We are so involved in trying to see where we are with our situations that is a major part of seeing the leaves fall, seeing the time go by, seeing this day and this week, how they go by. And by the way, fault, I have in my life played option quarterback so many times and wait until the last leaf on the tree. And if you want to picture an pure option quarterback going out to the sideline, I have run that ball and kept it and not hand it off to the back, not pitch it back, not throw it. And I have run that thing all the way out to the sideline before I made the decision. Because I couldn't get whatever it took it wasn't right for me to make the decision. And so what our fans, what you're seeing, what we deal with, is we're buying time. We're option quarterback, and then we're going on out towards the sideline, and we haven't handed it off. We haven't pitched it. We're trying to make our mind up what to do. Does that sound like Mahomes to you? A little bit? Okay. It do. It really do. So having said that, I'm just trying to give you a description here. That's what we're doing. And we're waiting for something to happen in the morning.
It really do.
Running the veer option that I did for many, many years, you come down the line, you make the read, the pitch is pretty quick. So you don't keep running. They don't keep stretching you out to the sideline. You come down, you attack that inside shoulder, that defensive end. And if he comes up the field, you turn up the field. If he comes at you, you pitch it out. So I think Jerry Jones was the description of running the veer option, which Patrick Mahomes hasn't run the veer option. He's run a little bit of the run and shoot, the RPO, all that. But that ball is usually out pretty quickly. So you're not going to continue to keep going to the sideline going, do I have the cap space yet, or do I want to play this guy? And he also alluded to what's happened that day. I think he's also talking about the comps of the other receivers or linebackers, whatever position he's talking about. He knows exactly what he has cap-wise, what he can do, what he wants to do. I think he just takes us to the nth degree. Right now, how many comps does he have for CeeDee Lamb? If CeeDee Lamb wants to be extended, which he does, you've got 5 or 6 comps that are out there. $100 million guaranteed, $85 million guaranteed. Is he making $20 million? He knows exactly. CeeDee Lamb's one of the best in the league as far as receivers. You look at St. Brown's contract, look at Jefferson's contract. I mean, you look at those that's the market.
Yeah.
So why he's holding off, I don't know. Yeah, he wants to hold on to the ball.
And the longer he waits, the more it gets.
Well, that's the whole thing right there. I mean, and then with that,
he's just, he's outspoken. We know that. He's the general manager. He just, it's no surprise. He wants that constant controversy.
Well, I think
he wants the eyeballs. He wants the clicks.
I think he's very narcissistic in the way he wants it all on him. It's all about him. It's his Cowboys, and he wants to make the decision. And that's fair. It's his team. He can do whatever he wants. But I think that where you see the shortcomings is lack of Super Bowl since 1996. When you think about that, that's where his shortcomings are. Where his fault is with Dak Prescott. You look at look at Tua's contract now. He's going to make $53 million a year. Signed today, $160 million guaranteed. Okay, there's your comp, Jerry. Now, if you want to keep
that's
Dak
not your
Prescott,
comp. Okay,
that's his latest comp.
Yeah.
That's as of today.
That's fair.
Okay, so if you
so is Dak a better quarterback than Tua?
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah,
I do too.
I agree.
So there's his comp. So does that make him Dak a $60 million a year guy? Does it make it $180 million guaranteed? The comp's already there. So if he feels he's better. All right, Jerry, do you have the money? Do you have the cap space or however you want to work it out with your capologist? There it is. If you want to keep him for another 5 years, if not, I can't see him not extending Dak. I just can't. I think it's going to happen. But he just likes to kind of milk it or let it marinate, whatever you want to call it.
Stir it up.
Stir it up. It's for the sake of keeping the Cowboys front and center. Yeah, we'll hold off on that. Wait till I get
People are talking about the Cowboys.
Exactly.
Because of 3 big-time guys that they need to sign.
He wants to keep running that option to the sideline until he's forced to make that pitch or run, one or the other.
Yeah, so as Manuch mentioned, too, I'll get his long-term contract today. 4 years, though, not 5, which a lot of these quarterbacks go 5. It's the largest contract in the Miami's history. A friend of mine texted me that Marino made $51 million in his career. Tua is going to make $53.1 million in one season.
You know, Rock, some of us were born like 30 years too late, right? I mean, you think about some of those numbers.
I don't know how, as an owner, you could pay him that.
Well, the TV money, the revenue, the marketing. It's
I know
king, man.
I know. It's
Miami Dolphins fans are I know several. Our good buddy, the intern Barney.
Barney.
Yeah, he's a big Dolphin fan. I know several Dolphin fans. And it's the TV, it's the marketing, they're front and center. The Dolphins, I mean, those owners are getting what, $5 billion a year just from the TV revenue side, then plus whatever they're making at the stadium, plus their marketing, plus their concessions. I mean, these guys are making money hand over fist. But to see the exponential drop, actually increase from like the 20 million to 30 million, to see 50 million plus for a quarterback on a per year basis, that amazes me.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I didn't think when is it going to stop, or maybe it's never going to
won't.
stop.
I mean,
hey, on this day back in 1996, Kingpin with Woody Harrelson and Bill Murray was released. Not a bad movie.
No, was it? Yeah,
not too bad.
Was there? He had the fake hand or something like that, or
one-handed,
artificial hand or one-handed.
And then 19 years ago, to the space shuttle Discovery returned to space, in the first space shuttle since Columbia, nearly 2.5 years earlier. So that was good. That got started. So there you
we were happy they just got home. Came home.
No, big time. Absolutely. This hour has been brought to you by El Bandino Yankee Tequila. Break out the Bandino. El Bandino Yankee Tequila is not just like any other tequila. It's pure outlaw spirit, and it's been created by a couple of Bandinos, former pro athletes, Jim Bob Morris and Chris Chelios. And El Bandino Yankee is the official tequila of Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. So experience it for yourself. Ask for it at your favorite watering hole. Break out the Bandino. So we did not have a big Jimmy B week. So Jack's Rewind has been suspended for this week.
Jimmy was somewhat
30
clean this week?
Yes.
So how does that impact me?
So
now you have to apologize.
So Jack, what are you gonna give us instead?
20.
We're going to do in the honor of and what's been the sad news about NBA on TNT and Inside the NBA, my top 5 best moments
10
from Inside the NBA.
All right, that'll
Very
come
nice.
up. We also got Nick Lowry.
5.
Right Toyota. It's Fox Sports 910.
Clear.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Right Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Right Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Right Toyota. Right Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Right Toyota. Make the right choice, Right Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out righttoyota.com.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
All things 2024 Paris Olympics. Listen to NBC's live play-by-play coverage of swimming, basketball, volleyball, gymnastics, and everything Team USA from Paris. All on the free iHeartRadio app. Listen now.
Tonight, the Paris Olympics begin with the most stunning opening ceremony yet. At sunset, a parade of boats carry Olympic athletes to a celebration at the Eiffel Tower. The opening ceremony, tonight, 7:30, 6:30 Central on NBC and Peacock.
In this week's Marketers Report, Angela Zapata, CMO Hyundai Motor America, discusses measuring audio.
The measurement capability within audio, I think, surprised all of us. We have seen a huge return on our investment. Seeing real numbers has helped us continue to invest.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the data, audiences, and influencers you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Sebastian Maniscalco. My wife and I went to go see Hamilton on Broadway. It Ain't Right Tour 2024.
Oh my God, it is amazing. We saw it. Oh, it changed me it changed me. Now, as soon as I hear that, I'm like, I ain't gonna like this.
Sebastian Maniscalco, live on stage in Phoenix. Footprint Center, August 15th. Get tickets now at livenation.com. For more, visit sebastianlive.com.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Get out of the heat and play at Dukes. Dukes on Miller and McDowell. A huge new game room is open with foosball, pool tables, shuffleboard, darts, and pop-a-shot basketball.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
With 3 10-foot TV screens and dozens more big screens, you'll find every game you're looking for.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Dukes, Miller and McDowell.
Brown here with Accident Law Group. If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting from the Rappy Law Group Studios. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Another open practice for the Cardinals at training camp today. They're getting set for their preseason opener against the Saints August 10th. Team USA, including Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, will take the court Sunday against Serbia in their Olympic opener. Diana Taurasi, Brittany Griner, and Kalia Copper and the rest of the USA women's team will play Japan on Monday. The D-backs put Zach Gallen on the mound as they take on the Pirates to open a 6-game homestand. And after acquiring reliever A.J. Putt from the Marlins yesterday, GM Mike Hazen said they'll continue to look for ways to improve the roster before Tuesday's trade deadline. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now your chance to win $1,000. Just enter the nationwide keyword credit at foxsports910.com. That's credit at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker and Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
I'm Celeste Rodriguez with your Fox 10 weather experts, finishing up the afternoon with a high of 112, overnight low 90 degrees, 20% chance of rain for your evening hours. Saturday, mostly sunny, 109, and Sunday dropping to 107 with a 5% chance of rain.
This report is sponsored by Brake Masters.
The open road is the one place you need to be in control at all times. There's a surprise around every corner, and Brake Masters takes that seriously. Get your vehicle in Brake Masters shape today. Download coupons and schedule an appointment from your smartphone.
Brake Masters.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com. Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Cardinals continue training camp today in Glendale, and they will continue workouts until their preseason opener against the Saints, which is 2 weeks from tomorrow. So we'll soon be back to, like every sports show in America, Football Friday. So that'll be coming up here soon. But the story is still the Diamondbacks and what Mike Hazen, the general manager, pulled off yesterday to get the party started in regards to trades, as they acquired lefty A.J. Puck from the Marlins for a couple prospects. And Puck has been just stellar this July. In 8 appearances this month, he's gone 2-0, 15 Ks, no runs allowed in 9 innings. And if you look at his numbers at first, they don't pop. They really don't at first, because he started the season as a starter. And he went 44 innings, gave up almost 4.5 runs, close to that. But then when they put him back into the bullpen, or put him in the bullpen, then you saw him kind of tear it up, and he's gone 30 innings with just a 2.08 ERA. So you got 2 sets of numbers there to look at, but I think he's a ideal add for this team. Joe Mantiply is the other lefty that it gets a lot of time. He's going to get a lot of time. I think those 2 guys, get 2 lefties, is definitely going to help, but I think it's a great pickup right before the trade deadline. This D-backs front office, once again, making some really good moves. You remember last year at the trade deadline, they got Paul Sewald, which turned out to be a great pickup in the middle of the season. So they had to give up a couple good guys, some guys that have had a lot of success in the minor. But as we've talked about throughout the afternoon, you got to give to get.
Yeah, I think now we're just kind of waiting for whether Merrill Kelly can make it back. Erod makes it back, and Kelly will be back hopefully the next 2 weeks. They're hoping. They're doing. He and Erod are both doing simulated games. Rock, explain that these simulated games. I mean, I know the bullpen work. How do they make that work? I know some guys, you with the Giants, guys would be sent down and do rehab or simulated. How does that?
But when I was working in minor league baseball, the simulated games would always be over at training facilities.
Okay.
So they wouldn't be like when I was at the Firebirds. Simulated game, that is, it's an actual game, but it's just going on at the camp.
Okay, so I'm just curious where they would have, if they're with any of the maybe the instructional league that might be going on, or just doing something where they get a good maybe 20 pitches per inning or 15. I'm always just really curious how that works to say, okay, you're pretty good, or then do they send him down to Reno and to have him do a game or two or whatever?
Reno, it could be double A, it could be single A. I mean, it could send them all over the place.
But if the other thing too is, I think about watching this kid, 6'7", about 245 pounds. He can bring it.
He's 6'7"?
Yeah, he's 6'7".
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he's a big kid. He's
I would say so.
Brings it about anywhere from 96 to 98 miles an hour. Got the slider, got the splinter, got the change up, curveball. He throws. He's very effective. My question for the Diamondbacks, Dory Lavello, if they need a spot starter periodically, would he be a guy that can fill that role? Let's say if Kelly can't come back and Erod can't come back, and they're like going to have that bullpen start, right? the other guys, whatever, for some reason, that he could be a spot guy. He could be that, come in the 7th, do a 7th and 8th inning, as you talked about, a setup guy. I just see there's a lot of diversity or flexibility with this guy for him being a former starter, part of a rotation, and now his role as that in the bullpen. So I think there's a lot of effectiveness. I've watched last night and this morning, watched him play as far as locations, pitches, and not afraid. He throws that slider like at 86 miles an hour. Slider at 86 miles an hour, and it brings the heat at 96 to 98. So a lot of diversification with him.
I think it's interesting when you look at what the Diamondbacks did last year. Very similar. They're kind of in a similar position at trade deadline. Last year, July 31st, they were 57-50. Right now, they're 53-50, and you got this weekend with Pittsburgh that are in town. I think it's going to be a pretty big battle for that wild card spot. They have similar records to Brewers and Marlins. They're all tied, I believe, for the 3rd spot, or roughly give or take a game. Then the Giants and the Phillies, they're also within a game. You got less than a week or so before you get yourself going here with the trade deadline. But Shu was telling us earlier, there's been a lot of moves today, and Mike Hazen probably gets the credit for getting that all started.
When you look at the wild card right now, there's relatively 16. Besides the Pirates are 1.5 back, and you go up to the Braves, who are just +1. The Braves have lost 7 out of the last 10. So
it's fine.
The pack is moving up toward them. So currently right now, with the Pirates at 1.5 back and then the Diamondbacks, I think the thing here, when you go head-to-head with a team like the Pirates for a 3-game series, and when you get ready to take on the Padres again, and within your division, winning those head-to-heads those head-to-head series are so vitally important, because if it comes down to a 3 or 4 team horse race the last week or even the last couple of days, and you see the Diamondbacks and you see the Pirates, or the Padres, just for example, even the Mets are a half game up as well too. How did you do against those teams during the regular season? So head to head, it may be something that goes into coming into a place. If you got 4 teams that are right there battling for those 3 spots, which right now it looks like Reds are pretty much out of it. Giants are out of it. They're 4.5, 5.5 back. So from here on, it looks like the Pirates through the Braves. And you called it about them Braves, man. They are sucking gas big time. They were up at 4.5 plus a week ago. Now they're falling back to the pack.
Trade deadline.
Yeah. A lot of buyers at this particular point in time. And I think this is what's so fun about this wild card. After adding an extra spot, you're like, okay, you're 3-4 games above 500. You're in the hunt. And if you're serious about staying in the hunt, you go out and get the AJ Pucks of the world, or maybe you get another bat. I think as far as speed, fielding, I'd be curious to see if they get one more bat, but I think if they go after another individual, it'll be another arm from that standpoint.
Some other news today. Warner Brothers Discovery has filed a lawsuit against the NBA, alleging that the league breached his contract by declining the offer for a new media rights deal. Instead, they signed with Amazon. So this lawsuit was filed in New York in the Supreme Court, and the NBA will have 20 days to respond. The lawsuit just comes, 2 days when they signed. The NBA signed a 11-year rights deal worth $76 billion. And that's with Disney, which is, of course, is the parent company of ESPN, NBC, and Amazon Prime Video. So this is going to run from next season, the 25-26 season, through 2035-36. So here he is. This matched the Amazon offer at $1.8 billion per year, and then the league declined to accept it after 4 decades of a relationship.
Yes, yeah.
And that's the part that I find very interesting, because Turner's been running games since 84 and 85.
Well,
a long time ago.
I think what the courts are going to have to decide, whether it be a judge, I don't know if this gets to a jury scenario, but I think is if you've got a first right refusal and you met the offer, I guess my question would be, what other semantics or fine print were in that contract that the NBA would kick you out and go with Amazon? Now, I think the obvious is more platforms, more reachability, all that. I get that.
Well, that's what it is.
I know, but
if you're NBA, you're saying, do I want ESPN, NBC, and Amazon, or do I want Turner?
Okay, but here's the thing. if TNT met their contractual obligation, that is, the first right of refusal, and we met the offer, that means that should definitely go to TNT. You can't go, you met the offer, but yeah, they're better suited for us. That'll be curious to see how a judge rules within that. If that's already
the NBA is going to be able to decide, they're going to win this bet.
But if you got
any way they want,
but in a first right of refusal, Rock, whatever it is,
there's got to be a loophole.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If there's some fine print or loophole,
I think us as fans are looking at it because we're so caught up on TNT and inside the NBA. And then you got Charles Barkley, who's out there. He's been all over the talk shows, basically saying that the league has wanted to break up with Turner for years. They wanted to get rid of him, and that the owners and commissioners chose money over fans. So Barkley has been, he's been with TNT since past 24 years.
Yeah, long
said he was going to retire after next year, but now he's saying he's entertaining some. There's been some recruiting pitches for him from ESPN, NBC, and Amazon. So he could so-called unretire for next year.
So you think he's looking to take the phone calls, Rock?
He is taking it, is what he's saying. And it looks as though he can get between $30 and $40 million a year. We get to see him a lot when we do our show from Casino Arizona, the sports book, because he's coming in there and he's betting pretty heavy up there, but he's got more money than he knows what to do with.
He's still a young guy. Was he late 50s, mid 50s? Late. I mean, he's still got a long way to go unless he just wants to go spend his money and hang out. He's got too much personality, too much energy, I think. When he said he was going to shut it down, I went, what?
Yeah.
Charles, you make $30 million a year just showing up somewhere. So I think it's interesting. All of a sudden he'll take phone calls. Well, yeah, for $30 million a year, you'll definitely take a phone call. That might get your attention to go broadcast for whomever.
I typically write the teases.
Yeah.
I did not write this tease.
I wrote the tease.
Obviously.
You want to read it?
I'm not going to.
Ah, bummer.
I mean, shoot, you are technical director, producer. You do it all. I mean, do I have to read this tease?
Your name is first on the show. You can do whatever you would like. It's a Friday.
You can summarize it if you want to, or you.
Well, let me just take out. This is what I would take out.
Oh, you would take this
our
out?
great and talented producer.
I thought Manuch wrote it because it had 400 words in it.
I know that is a Manucci type of tease. Coming up, more Roc and Manuch.
Good job, Jax.
From Wright Toyota, as we are going to have some fun with the top 5 best moments from inside the NBA.
Clear. Traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
Already a very busy Friday afternoon. There's a wreck on 10 westbound, just past Warner on the right shoulder. Downtown Phoenix, a crash heading west I-10, approaching the mini stack. A collision westbound 101 near 19th Avenue. McQueen and Riggs Roads.
This report is sponsored by Citizens Clean Elections Commission. Life can be overwhelming, but becoming an informed voter is as easy as visiting azcleanelections.gov for official, nonpartisan voting information, so you can feel confident about your ballot choices. Visit azcleanelections.gov and get democracy done.
You ever have a case of the Mondays?
You won't if you tune in to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from 1 till 4 as they broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar. That's every Monday from Casino, Arizona.
There are many signs that you may be in financial trouble. Late mortgage payments, paying bills from your retirement account, or paying one credit card with another. If you're experiencing financial hardship, bankruptcy may be right for you. The credit industry wants you to believe that bankruptcy is bad and will destroy your credit forever, but that's just not true. At Lerner & Rowe Law Group, we'll take the time to carefully examine your situation and develop a plan that is right for you. Call Lerner & Rowe Law Group today for a free consultation.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Sean Forster, Managing Attorney.
Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar on the southeast corner of Cave Creek and the 101. Happy hour 7 days a week, 4 to 7, with $5.50 house wines and well drinks, $4.75 drafts, plus tons of food specials. Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar.
In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars, your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has you. Find them now at your local Costco in the refrigerated section, or explore all 8 fantastic flavors at G2GBar.com. Great tasting and packed with protein, so keep pace with life in the fast lane with G2G protein bars.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 tests under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
More sports, more Jody. The Drive with Jody Ayler. Now in mornings 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
So TNT Sports, at least for now, are going to lose the media rights to the NBA. And one of the top shows for so many years, I think most of us would all agree that inside the NBA, a great studio show, some great former athletes, and a heck of a talk show host and driver in Ernie Johnson. But with Barkley and Kenny and Shaq, they're one of the best. And I don't see a scenario where they won't be back in some capacity.
Well,
money. I mean, come on. Unless Shaq is done, Kenny. Kenny's probably the one that I would be fine if he left. But if you keep Shaq, keep Charles. And then, if you get those two guys, I mean, I could see Amazon or ESPN or somebody from Disney paying those guys.
Well, Ernie is kind of the straw that stirs a drink. Charles,
but he's not going anywhere. But I think anybody could, not anybody. I think you could put somebody in his spot.
Yeah, sure.
And you wouldn't miss a beat.
He'd be the.
Everybody loves Ernie. This isn't a knock on Ernie at all. But typically, this is kind of the opposite of how I always preach with you, that color analysts, you don't really need them. You need the play-by-play guy. Right? In this scenario, you got those analysts which you need.
Sure.
Any play-by-play guy could fill that.
Don't you think I think this is one of the best, if not the best, pregame, halftime, and postgame show of any sports. I think football.
I don't know. I have to say there's been some pretty good NFL on Fox and CBS have been pretty good too.
College Game Day too.
College Game Day. Pat McAfee's back this year.
I mean,
it's hard to top College Game Day.
Well, I love College Game Day. I mean, but
that's my favorite.
From entertainment value, I look at those three. You talked about Kenny and Shaq and Charles. As far as pure entertainment, from that standpoint, I really enjoy that. But yeah, I think College Game Day. Watching that, and hopefully Coach Corso will be around a long time. But I think that they add a lot to that standpoint because I just love watching college football from that stand.
Do you really?
I love it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Let's go Wildcats.
All right, Jax, take it away.
All right, so we're going to do top 5 best moments according to myself. Now, this is my own top 5 based on what I thought was the best and funniest moments. So at number 5, we're going to go back to 2016. This is when the Phoenix Suns were 23-59. And in this clip, Charles Barkley rants about not only his former team with Robert Sarver and how downhill they were going, but the quality of food and the lack of fans that were attending the Phoenix Suns games in 2016.
About the nacho over the Phoenix Suns. Old cheese, Shaq. And the chips are stale. Oh, man. Phoenix turning it over 24 times.
What about the seats and the cushions on the seat when you sit down?
Man, those chicks, they're dirty seats. Are we really going to continue?
Come on, man. It ain't that bad in Phoenix, is it?
Really that bad. How about the parking over there, Chuck? It's plenty of parking. There's a good thing. Yeah. You can park right next to the arena.
All right.
Hey, you can buy one of them seats up the top and move right down by center court.
Oh, man. It's that bad in Phoenix. I didn't know it was that bad in Phoenix. Is it still sunny outside of
Phoenix? Man, it's been cold. El Nino. It's been raining. That's how bad. It's been cold in Phoenix. It's been raining for like the last month. El Nino. Amazing, man. I feel like you got a few things off your chest here tonight. I just feel bad because the reason I live in Phoenix, they got the best fans in the world. And they deserve better.
Okay.
They deserve better than they're getting right now.
See, Charles,
that was hilarious.
You know what's interesting is since Charles is in the news 24/7. I mean, he is part of the headlines on every website, everything. And if you are on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, I mean, they are showing the best of him everywhere. It's going, the reels, the stories are just going absolutely crazy. And some of the, I love the, I don't know if, the San Antonio Spurs, it's in here? All right, good. All right.
Yeah,
Sorry,
all 5 of these include Charles Barkley.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what tells you the show and how great he is. At number 4, this go back to 2018. A report came down between the Houston Rockets and the Los Angeles Clippers in a playoff game that there was a locker room invasion and that there was, quote, police presence at the scene. And this is Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal reacting to the police presence.
They're not laughing at you. No, they're laughing at the incident. They don't believe. God.
Carl,
laugh. I know why you're laughing. I played in the NBA for 16 years, and I've been on TV for 18 years. It's the first time I ever heard police presence. They got wait. They got a police presence? Are you kidding me? Wait, come on, man.
Numerous social media reports that LAPD was called.
LAPD was called. These two, man. Come on, man. Nobody laughing. Come on, man. Because they would. Oh, man. Chuck. I don't know. Police. I don't know why. Hello, police. Chris Paul trying to beat me up. This is Blake Griffin. Chris Paul trying to get in the locker room. Get down here and save me. Wait. Yeah. Hey, this DeAndre Jordan. Mike D'Antoni trying to get in the locker room.
I certainly doubt that it was Clipper players who were requesting any kind of.
Somebody had to call the police.
That is hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Police
presence. And number 3, an underrated clip, but I think this is one of the more hilarious, funniest clips between Charles Barkley and Shaq. This was in 2023 after they're playing an interview after they just played the whole entire game of the Hawks and the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. Derek White scores 26 points, but that's not the topic of discussion. It's the topic, if you know Derek White, one of the worst hairlines ever. That's why he went bald this year, shaved his head. But this is Charles and making a little fun of Derek White's hairline.
Derek White, 26 points in this one, 11 out of 16 from the floor, 2 out of 5.
Yes, sir, Captain Ernest. Is that Derek White or Stephen A? Damn, Derek. We love you, Stephen A.
I join you in the head shake.
Yes. Damn, Stephen A. Stephen A. played for the Celtics. He do first take in the morning and play for the Celtics.
Guys averaging 25 points a game in the series.
25 a game.
And here are these guys going like this.
I'm talking about Isaac. Yeah. But you know what the part about that is? What? Yeah, he combed it like that. That's the crazy part about it. You'll never find a hairline like that. Hey, oh man,
I get what you're saying.
Hey man, y'all act like y'all didn't notice that.
I get what you're saying, Kenny.
Y'all act like y'all neve seen Derek White ever in your life. I never seen it like that. We'll see you. We'll see you and your forehead up in the Western Eastern Conference Finals. We went to the Eastern Conference Finals, are we? Oh my God! We get to see that in person. Come on, man. Oh Lord.
We're doing Jack's top 5 inside the NBA moments.
So funny. So never find
2 more.
This one's a recent clip, and this is at number 2. And I understand that goodness. A clip so recent, can it be at number 2 all time? But there's some teams in the NBA that don't deserve to go to Cancun. And Charles said that the New Orleans Pelicans should go to.
It's coming your way shortly. Back here inside Studio J, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Chuckster, Vince Carter here for Kenny the Jet Smith. What?
Disappointing Orleans. Where they going, Chuck? Galveston. That dirty ass water. We're not even gonna send them to Cancun. We're gonna send them to Galveston with that dirty ass water be washing up on the shore. You people think they're in the beach. Y'all located. Y'all gonna send y'all to Cancun. Y'all drive y'all quit. Drive your ass down to Galveston. Come on, man.
So they're not taking a little.
Come on, they need to try, man. No, we're not getting them no plane ticket to the beach. We sitting there at the Galveston, Texas, right where that dirty water washed up on the beach. They can't even get in the water. Come on, man.
Oklahoma City, 185 in game 3.
Oh my god!
Have you been to Galveston? Have any of you guys been to Galveston? I've never.
No,
I haven't.
I've got people down to like Padre Island, down there. But yeah, that's wow. Hey, Galveston, I got a new Chamber of Commerce guy for you, Charles Barkley. How about that?
Yeah, he could be either at Galveston or at number one. If there's one gag inside joke of the inside of the NBA that will last till even past the death of the show, it's San Antonio and Charles Barkley and all those big old women. Number one.
I ain't got no chance of losing weight in San Antonio.
And what about Victoria? It's a secret.
I told you. The big old women can't get no cute, dainty underwear.
We don't even have the spurs on. What they be wearing, Chuck?
Oh, the bloomers.
Do me one more favor. Just let me see the churro eating again one time.
Like my man, like Joey, like Joey, you know how
1 minute.
Joey, that's why them big old women be eating those churros. Double fist. Oh, they be double fist no churros, man.
Chuck, do it again.
Sugar be flying everywhere.
Chuck, do it again one more time.
That is a dirty creek.
Great final force.
But San Antonio is a wonderful city. But
no, we really don't need to do this again.
I'm just telling you, but they got some biggers down there, Ernie. I'm telling you.
Are you happy now?
I've heard from some complaints from the people of San Antonio.
Oh man. Why would that be?
And they want me to apologize. That's not gonna happen.
What that's not to apologize for?
Me joking about those big old women down in San Antonio. So listen, y'all can write letters to your mama, your daddy, your uncle. I'm gonna have fun on television. You know that I'm joking around. But what do they eat? Churros on the house.
The thing is, it was very visual how he was eating or showing the churros, which is what made it double fisted
10
like
times funnier.
Yeah, that's what made it. That's why Shaq kept saying, can you show us that again? Like he's milking a cow.
Great job,
Well,
Jack.
what's funny too is that was only 1 minute of the San Antonio references. There's a video I saw 10 minutes long of Charles Barkley talking about San Antonio.
Ernie's sitting there like, oh, all right, I got to get out. We got to get out. We got to stop.
But he was egging him on there a little bit too.
Yeah,
at times.
He knows it sells. Hey, he's in the Chiefs Hall of Fame, and he's doing some really good work for St. Vincent de Paul. It's Christmas in July. We'll tell you what that's all about. Nick Lowry joins us next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on Fox Sports 910.
Behold, here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
The Cardinals continue training camp with another open practice. Sundays will be exclusively for season ticket holders to attend. Preseason play begins August 10th versus the Saints. The D-backs put Zach Gallen on the bump versus the Pirates for the first of a 6-game homestand. After acquiring reliever A.J. Putt from the Marlins yesterday, GM Mike Hazen said they'll continue to look for ways to improve the roster before Tuesday's trade deadline. Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and the rest of Team USA take the court Sunday against Serbia. On the women's side, Diana Taurasi, Brittany Griner, Kalia Copper, and the rest of Team USA play Japan on Monday. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
I'm Celeste Rodriguez with your Fox 10 weather experts, finishing up the afternoon with a high of 112, overnight low 90 degrees, 20% chance of rain for your evening hours. Saturday mostly sunny, 109, and Sunday dropping to 107 with a 5% chance of rain.
This report is sponsored by Brake Masters.
The open road is the one place you need to be in control at all times. There's a surprise around every corner, and Brake Masters takes that seriously. Get your vehicle in Brake Master shape today. Download coupons and schedule an appointment from your smartphone.
Brake Masters.
Hi, I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Recently, Lerner & Rowe was named the second most influential law firm in the United States. Although we have offices in other parts of the country, Glenn and I both live here and raise our families here. We are your local law firm. No other law firm in the state comes close to the experience, reputation, and results as Lerner & Rowe. When you're hurt in a wreck and need a check, Call the law firm that can get you the results you need. Call Lerner and Rowe.
Owner 48 Roofing monsoon season is here, which means my team and I are ready to serve you and your family. Go to state48roofing.com, scan the QR code below. We'll see you up on your roof.
Looking for the perfect summer escape? You'll find it at Talking Stick Resort during summer playcation. From a refreshing $139 a night with exclusive spa and cabana specials, $25 in free slot play, and no resort fee for Arizona residents. Plus, amazing deals at Talking Stick Entertainment District, including Talking Stick Golf Club, Octane Raceway, Odyssey Aquarium, and so much more. Summer playcation through September 30th at Talking Stick Resort.
Need an electric charger installed or a TV unit? Contact AC Electrical Family at acelectricalfamily.com or call 602-577-1392. That's acelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AC Electrical Family. Power up with the best.
Need an all-in-one wireless copier and printer or IT help for your business? Call Document Solutions of the Valley, the official copier and IT solutions company for Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Document Solutions is leading the Valley in business solutions for copier and IT service. They'll support your business no matter how big or small. Take advantage of either buying, leasing, or renting many makes and models of copiers. For a free quote, call 623-252-8282. Document Solutions of the Valley. Our service can't be copied.
Tonight, the Paris Olympics begin with the most stunning opening ceremony yet. At sunset, a parade of boats carry Olympic athletes to a celebration at the Eiffel Tower. The opening ceremony, tonight, 7:30, 6:30 Central on NBC and Peacock.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating.
Keep celebrating when you bundle and save with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer availability and eligibility.
He's good.
May vary.
Sarah Spain with iHeart Women's Sports, presented by Capital One. Canada women's soccer beat New Zealand 2-1 yesterday in their Olympic opener, but the victory was tainted by an investigation into their use of drones to spy on opponent practices. The Canadian Olympic Committee has removed women's national soccer head coach Bev Priestman for the remainder of the games. Assistant coach Andy Spence assigned to lead the defending gold medalists for the remainder of the tournament. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
With the Venture X business card from Capital One, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/VentureXBusiness.
You're hot. Surprised we didn't come back with Kansas City Chiefs fight song or them winning another Super Bowl or something along those lines.
That's become an old hat. They've won 2 in a row.
I think it's done, right? The
Yeah.
dynasty's over.
Yeah, I think 3-peat is never going to happen.
No,
Yeah.
I don't agree.
They got this Mahomes guy. He's kind of a sapid quarterback.
Yeah, he's not very good.
Yeah, he's not good at all.
But our next guest is in the Chiefs Hall of
He
Fame.
was damn good.
Yes, he was. Nick Lowry joins us now. The Right to Guest Sunday on Fox Sports 910. How we doing, Nick? What's going on?
Hey, yeah, exactly. Our quarterback sucks. Exactly.
He's got no game.
He's so bad. You know what? If he'd only been trained by Dan Manucci, he'd be a little better. You know,
We already have.
Well, you know, he trained another guy that almost got him. Almost got
He
him.
might
Brock.
be- yeah. Patrick Mahomes would be the Brock Purdy of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about, you watch both of them in that Super Bowl, and you and I were going back and forth. You know, Brock versus Mahomes. I mean, they both had outstanding games. But when you watched Mahomes now for a few years, Nick, you're there front and center. What is it to this day that still, I don't know if it amazes you or just kind of doesn't surprise you anymore? Where a lot of fans, it's like, damn, he did that again. Has it become just normal watching him do the abnormal things week in and week out like you have?
No one is equal parts physically gifted as a thrower, as a runner, right? He's not the fastest guy, but he's fast, and he's faster than they expect. And he's a tough runner, too. He can take hits. He's also a great leader, right? How many of these guys are great players, but the players don't really love the guy? I always talk about Joe Namath and how that Jets team didn't have the talent the Baltimore Colts did, but they loved Joe Namath. He loved them, and they'd do anything for him. And football is an emotional game. So when you have that added level of that increment of emotional connection, you're going to sacrifice your body. Kickers don't have to sacrifice their body. I can hear Mike about to say, but the truth is everybody's sacrificing themselves at a different level when you love each other at that level. And that's what Patrick Mahomes does. You never see him throw players under the bus. Okay. So you've got that, you've got the leadership, and then you've got the X factor, something about his ability mentally to handle things, to read things. Joe Montana, was sitting next to me in first class because we were the two oldest guys on the team in Joe's first year with the Chiefs. And Joe said, when I get to the line of scrimmage now, this is, of course, now in his 14th year in the league, he goes, I know where I'm going to throw. I can read the defense before the snap. I know where I'm going to throw. And you see Patrick Mahomes, and frankly, as a contrast, with all due respect, with Kyler Murray, you see a quarterback that keeps learning, getting more sophisticated, because every team is now putting the Chiefs as a target, right, for them to go. So you've got to see new things all the time. Patrick Mahomes has all those qualities, and so it's really hard to beat him. And then, of course, in the Super Bowls, in the fourth quarter, he does do the runs at this specific time that nails the stake in the heart of the other team.
You know, Nick, watching the quarterback last year, I just got done watching receivers, but watching the quarterback, and I didn't realize, you know, when they got him mic'd up, how vocal and how entrenched he is on that sideline, in that locker room, in that huddle before they break to go out to the field. And then his dialogue with Andy Reid is funny too. Like, it's like, okay, I got it. And Andy's like, don't do that again. But I mean, he really is involved. And I guess until you see a series on Netflix like a quarterback, do you see how entrenched some of these quarterbacks are?
You know, let's also remember a year ago when they won their second of these three in the last 5 years, he had a high ankle sprain, right? I don't think any other quarterback in the league would have hurt his ankle right before halftime in a playoff game and in the Super Bowl and just comes back. It's unparalleled, and he just finds a way to do things that other people can't.
Nick Lowry joining us here, Fox Sports 910. We're out here at Wright Toyota. Nick, when do outside influences distract a team? You know, this Taylor Swift and Kelsey. I mean, it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And when does that stuff like that start to get in the way, or
I
doesn't?
think it's going to go the other direction, Mike. I really do.
Really?
Rock, I believe that there's going to be a normalcy now because it was so new before.
True.
And this flood of new fans, I think there's a normalcy. These guys are now going to be 34 and 35 this year. They're not 25 and 26. And they are comfortable with each other. They're committed to each other. He spent a lot of time in Europe, and now he's going to be able to focus more. I do hope, and this is just, I sound like a grandma here, that he doesn't drink quite so much at times, right? There's a little bit of that, but it's also him just being so comfortable with himself. And now, you know, I'll give you an example. In that playoff game in Buffalo, his brother was in the stands, in the suite with Taylor. And I think that just kind of gave him a sense of comfort. Now his brother's no longer playing, and there's just that sense that Taylor's going to be taken care of. So he's not partially, because now we sound like a soap opera. He's not emotionally worried about what's going to happen to this incredibly famous person that he's falling in love with. He's in love with her now. She is in love with him. They are committed to each other. And so I think the soap opera factor is going to be normalized. I don't think it's going to be as big a deal this year.
You know, Nick, I hear you talk about that in reference to normalcy, keeping things disciplined. And I think of as Andy Reid, you know, him talking to guys. It seems like he might show that low key approach, and you know this better than anybody, but it seems like he could rule with an iron fist, a very fair iron fist if he has to. But I guess I'm amazed how he keeps all of that in a very normal frame of mind there in Kansas City.
Yeah, he's really, to me, the best at doing it. Just like there's a parallel of him with Patrick and how he always treats his players so well in such a positive way. So, you know, there's just very rare in history has a head coach and a quarterback who's been that dominant, the best athlete according to the SVs, right? That they are humble enough to manage their positions. And then his best friend is who? Travis Kelce. So hopefully he can help Travis as well and read him as well. I hope that Travis stays healthy. If this team stays healthy, I'm going to say, and you can quote me right here, we are going to win 3 in a row because our receiving core, with the exception of Rashee Rice missing probably half the season, our receiving core can't be as bad as it was last year. And Hollywood Brown, thank you to the Cardinals, is going to be a significant factor when you've got that much speed now, and hopefully not the drop factor, which was the 3rd worst in the NFL last year.
All right, Nick, you do it every year. Tell us what you're doing this year. Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul. What's on tap for Sunday?
You know, I tell people, if you can find something you can do for a generation, you take the aspiration of being a good person and doing good things, and you create what Harvard calls social capital. You create new assets. We've done this now for 18 years. You guys have been helping support me for 18 years, and we have 200, 300, 400 volunteers, and we're doing the same thing, but we just keep making it better. So we've got 1,000 pairs of underwear and socks and T-shirts and shoes and clothing and flowers and gift certificates to McDonald's and Starbucks. But what we also have is a congruence. Speaking of leadership, is St. Vincent de Paul has a congruence with our volunteers that the whole purpose is way beyond the material clothing and other aspects. It's love, man. It's respect. It's everyone. You know, in the Bible it says, when 2 or more of you are here, I will be there. What about if there are 200 people that are given love and support and respect? And I just feel it's an incredibly healing experience at St. Vincent de Paul. We'll be serving 1,100 homeless in a record level of heat-related deaths in the summer. And we're letting them know they're not forgotten. We're their family. We're there for them. And it's my church, man. It's my church on Sunday. It's the most beautiful thing. And thank you. I'm very grateful that you guys continue to say it's important, because it is important, man. If we're not there for them, no one else will be.
Nick Lowry again. So how could someone get involved? I know it's late in the game now, but I mean, St. Vincent de Paul, you know, you're involved with them 12 months out of the year.
They're there 365 days a year. We do this 5 times a year. We'll do another one in late September. If you go to nicklowry.com and you click on the champions page, click on Champions for the Homeless and volunteer, all the information is there. I put it out on Instagram and Facebook. And St. Vincent de Paul, whether it's Jessica Berg or Jerry Castro or Danielle McMahon or Shannon Clancy, these people, they're the same people I've been working with for 18 years. I mean, there is no nonprofit that is in the area where there is the least resources normally, that has so little turnover. And it's because these people are incredibly committed, high character people. And in the end, you know what's most important in life, man. If you can do something and find a way to give people a sense of love and support during the worst times, it is some call it karma, but it's a spiritual healing that helps all of us grow as human beings.
Nick, when you first started talking about, you know, Christmas in July, you referenced Harvard, not Dartmouth. Did you mess up there? I mean, what happened there?
Was that a Freudian slip there, Nick?
For those of you who don't know, he went to Dartmouth.
I went to Dartmouth and to Harvard, and Harvard, I got my master's there at the Kennedy School of Government, and so I studied with a woman named Christine Letch, who runs the center there for nonprofit management. And what the goal is, whatever you guys are doing, whenever anybody listening gets a chance to do in the world, you're trying to affect what's called social capital, which is just the deepest core values that are way beyond words, man. I got a head coach in the NFL, Andy Reid. He's created social capital, meaning the players get it. They're committed to each other. You notice how they don't sabotage each other like some of the dumb teams do. And that's because he's created a sense of deep core values about hard work, championship living. Yeah, there are occasional, this is a technical word, dumbass things that some players do. But overall, this team has been consistent for a reason. They have a social capital. And that's what you try to do with nonprofits is you're dealing with Native Americans, you're dealing, let's say, with the homeless, whatever group, abused people that have grown up without any stability. You're trying to give them a sense that there is something deeper that they can depend on and connect to. And that's what we're all searching for, I think, in life. Without getting too philosophical, we're all trying to feel like we're connected in our world, not alone.
Nick, great stuff, buddy. Appreciate everything you do, man. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Love you guys.
That's Nick Lowry. A little too smart for him to be on our show. Yeah, don't you think? Dartmouth, Harvard. I mean, we got one other Harvard.
I gotta
guy
get the
coming on.
thesaurus out.
Like, I
what did he say?
Try to keep up.
Yeah.
More Roc and Manuch continues from Right Toyota next.
The standard amount of bucks not cut it. Time to line your pockets with bonus bucks. Fat stacks of cash. Be listening every weekday for your chance to win $1,000.
Oh my God!
Sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys.
Hey, Arizona, it's your local accident attorney, Kevin Rowe. Results matter, so we want to help you win $1,000. Powered by Lerner and Rowe Accident Attorneys, where we treat you like family. In a wreck, need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today at 977-1900.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
101 Pima Freeway southbound near Shea Boulevard. We have a disabled vehicle blocking the right lane. 101 Pima Freeway westbound near 19th Avenue have an accident off right. And 17 northbound near Union Hills, accident is blocking the right lane.
This report is sponsored by Citizens Clean Elections Commission. Life can be overwhelming, but becoming an informed voter is as easy as visiting azcleanelections.gov for official nonpartisan voting information, so you can feel confident about your ballot choices. Visit azcleanelections.gov and get democracy done.
Hey, it's Jax, co-host of Take the Points, the only local sports gambling radio show in Arizona. Tune in every Saturday from 11 to 1, live right here from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Let's cash some tickets.
When you use your electric vehicle in autopilot or self-driving mode, accidents can still happen. Whether you're considered at fault or not, you may still have a claim. Lerner and Rowe has a dedicated team skilled in this new science. We are the first law firm in America with the ability to review the proprietary software and hold electric vehicle manufacturers responsible. If you or a loved one were injured in an electric vehicle accident, call Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Attention drivers, your safety matters. All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing storage services contractor, proudly sponsors the Move Over Law. When you see flashing lights, remember to move over and slow down. Together, we can protect our roadside heroes. Drive safe, Arizona. Sponsored by All City Towing.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
Grill, patio, sunset, hard to get better than that. Unless you're browsing Carvana's inventory while you soak it all in.
I could stay here forever.
Carvana's got thousands of cars under $20,000 just waiting for you. Visit Carvana to shop for cars the convenient way.
Tonight, the Paris Olympics begin with the most stunning opening ceremony yet. At sunset, a parade of boats carry Olympic athletes to a celebration at the Eiffel Tower. The opening ceremony, tonight, 7:30, 6:30 Central on NBC and Pika.
Summer's greatest hits are here all weekend long at Macy's One Day Sale. Start your back to school shopping with kids' tees, shorts, and more essentials, $15 and under. Plus, it's the best time to refresh your home with 40 to 65% off bedding from Hotel Collection, Charter Club, and more. And take 70% off during our fine jewelry clearance. Don't miss Macy's One Day Sale now through Sunday. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Right Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Right Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at righttoyota.com. It's the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Here's the 1-0. Abrams swings, lines it into right field. Johnson coming on. He's got it, and the ball game is over. Dylan Cease says no hit. The Washington Nationals. On a rainy Thursday in D.C., the Padres will celebrate. They have mobbed Cease on the infield. And the Pods sweep the Nats with a 3-0 victory. Cease came close time and time and time again.
You're hot.
Today, he gets it done.
How about the San Diego Padres? That's the no-hitter, second one in their franchise history. They've won 5 in a row. They are currently in second place only because they've played 2 more games than the Diamondbacks. They're 55-50. D-backs are 53-50. And 7.5, 8.5 behind the Dodgers, respectively. But, I'm anxious to see if San Francisco starts to turn it on here, if they get healthy again. They're not that far off. They're only 4 wins away from what the Diamondbacks are. And, of course, the Rockies are the Rockies. But
well, they're, as far as you look at the wild card race, they're currently 5.5 back of the wild card race, so they're fading. They've lost 6 out of the last 10. You talked about the Padres, how well they've done. They've won 7 out of the last 10. Braves have lost 3. I mean, they've lost 7 out of the last 10. So you look at that, and you look at that wild card race. There's 6 solid teams in the hunt for this thing.
How bad are the Chicago White Sox?
Oh man,
they've lost 11 straight. They're 27 wins on the year.
Yeah.
78 losses.
Rock, they're 30 games behind.
I know.
And here's.
Well, I don't think that matters.
But I think I always look at these run differentials of how bad they are. Well, they lead the league. They're minus 202.
Yep.
The other second closest that is minus 157. That's by the Rockies. That's a whole 50 some runs more is how bad that team is. I mean, it's kind of like, so you want to lose? But, this wild card race is going to be a lot of fun. And that's why I think with the D-backs taking on the Pirates tonight, those head-to-head series, you want to win these head-to-head series, because if it comes down to, the last day and we see maybe three teams tied for that last spot, it's going to be head-to-head how you did the series with that particular team.
I'm anxious to see what else Mike Hazen has in his little what's he going to pull out of his hat, so to speak. His great move yesterday getting AJ Puck. We're now starting to see some movement in the big leagues. Some teams are making some moves. The Red Sox, the Orioles, the Phillies, the Mariners have all made some moves today, and I think it's just the start. We may see a lot of moves here in the next week,
and I love
next
it.
Few days.
Yeah,
before the July, which is the 30th.
30th, yeah, Tuesday.
4 days.
Yeah, Tuesday. That
3
deadline.
o'clock.
It's going to lead us to our State Farm where we can get your call question of the day.
3.
That Roc and Manuch on Twitter. What do you think of the AJ Puck trade? Do you love it? Not bad. Hate it? Or WTF? Well, currently it's at not bad, leads at 66.7%, followed by, I marked this, I love it, at 33.3%.
What does WTF mean, Ish?
What the heck is going on?
Okay, just seeing what you know.
The friendly, and we also had a double shot. What all-time or current Cardinal quarterback would you pick to lead this year's team to a winning record? And again, go to Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Would it be Kurt Warner, Carson Palmer, Jake Plummer, or Kyler Murray? Kurt Warner, 76.9%, followed by Carson Palmer, 15.4%, followed by Jake Plummer, 7.7%.
I don't think
Kyler Murray, 0.
I don't think the fan base are buying into this Kyler Murray.
We'll see.
He has to perform.
This is his make,
and he's got to perform right out of the gate.
Well,
or all we're going to talk about starting, say, week 5, if this team's 0-4 or 1-3, which they could be with this schedule, we're going to be like, and especially if he's putting up some bad numbers. Sure. But everybody keeps saying it's going to be a video game with all the scoring they're going to do and all the scoring they're going to give up.
I think what you just said is, all that is on paper, right? But Kyler Murray's got to be the guy. He's got to be that guy that's got to make sure that this happens. This is his best, I think, group of arsenal, running game, offensive line from the offensive standpoint.
Receivers, I don't think that it's a good core.
Well,
other than one guy.
Well, you got Marvin Harrison Jr.
That's it, but he hasn't played it down yet.
But you got Trey McBride, who's training to be one of the better tight ends.
Okay, all right.
It's a good core, just not a lot of depth.
Yeah, I mean,
that's you need that one hammy. You're screwed.
Well, and that's Michael Wilson, his second year. The other kid,
Drake Dortch, Zay Jones.
I mean, On paper,
they're guys, as you like to say. They're just guys.
Other
than Harrison Jr. and McBride, I think McBride's going to be great
So
if they use them right.
I think what you bring up, Jax, is they've got to stay healthy for this team to win.
No question.
More than 4 games. But yeah, this is going to be on Kyler Murray if he stays healthy and if everybody else can stay healthy as well too. Yeah, it's going to be all right, guys. Your first 5 or 6 games. Here's the litmus test. Kyler knows the offense.
30
games last year to get this thing in motion. So here we go. This is that make or break year for Kyler Murray.
D-back 640 tonight from the bank. And we will
20
be back on Monday at 1 o'clock. Don't forget tomorrow, Backspin the Golf Show. Follow